I decided to create the rail car because I needed a car trailer. And then from there, my sketches just kept growing into a 50-foot antique Pullman railway car.
I remember when you drug this thing in last year.
We can get a month and a half is going to be ready.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let's go take a look. Show us what you got going here. Holy.
There.
Wow. Richard.
Oh, I love the fan.
What is this, mahogany?
Yeah, it's like $10,000 worth of mahogany.
The amount of work in here, like, this is beautiful, man.
Building this rail car out of a semi-trailer? Wow. Only Richard could think of it. And the little, been working like a beaver to get it done.
So we've got 20 feet in here for a car.
Yeah.
Or 12 people we can dine right there. Or your band, you get a band, right?
Yeah.
So it's multi-purpose.
If he can finish it, I don't think he'd have an issue renting it out. Probably could generate a lot of income for him.
See the semi, that's the color, that's it.
Far out.
See, it looks like a locomotive, right?
Actually, yeah.
So we have a problem. I need to paint the outside, but we have to sandblast these bits of rust.
Who's we, Richard?
You and whoever you can find.
That's not a really exciting job.
Oh, Richard.
It'll
like
be a nice sunny day with a beer or something to sit
Richard,
here.
it's not. No, Richard. This is your dream. We're not turning it into our nightmare, okay?
So let's just get the job done.
I don't have the time to do it. My crew doesn't have time to do it. Richard will come and do a test blast.
That's great.
I don't mind helping a bit, but I'm not going to assume the responsibility to finish Richard's project. Okay, let's get out of here. We got work to do. Oh, hey, here it comes.
What?
Fire truck.
An hour later at Rust Bros,
Hey, hold it.
Mike's got a special delivery.
Well, Mike, what do you think?
It's not the same as mine.
It is too. It's a piece of junk.
No, it's way newer.
It can't be. This is like a 1946.
No, it's not.
What is it?
This is a 60s. Last year, I built a 55 La France. It's 10 years newer. I bought this truck sight unseen. I paid up front for it because Steve said, it's exactly the same as yours. So I said, okay, if it's gonna have some trinkets I need. No wonder you never sent me pictures of it.
Oh, come on now.
Show you here.
Okay.
Come here. None of the parts I want fit, and all the parts that I could use are broken.
It's exact same La France.
This is 55.
Oh, you would never think that.
Well, no, see what I mean? Like, everything's different. Nothing fits. The glass, this is flat.
Yeah.
Yours is curved.
Yeah.
It's not what I wanted to buy. I know in his mind it was the same as my truck, but what am I gonna do with it? I'll cover your fuel, but you owe me one.
Hey, story of my life. Where are we putting this thing?
Okay, back it in the hole here. I'm not gonna store it in my yard. I mean, it takes up too much space. We're gonna squish it.
Yeah.
Live and learn. Anyway, it's all good. Ooh, look at this.
Here, I'll take the nice red.
No, you get the
well,
green.
why'd you pick a green one?
Well, it's not like they get ripe and sweet, Connor. Oh, that's good rhubarb.
That afternoon,
Let's count what we got here.
I don't want to count.
Yeah, well, we have
I'm gonna run out of fingers and toes.
Mike and Connor are getting a start on a big project.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Taking stock of Mike's cars on the land he doesn't own.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, yourself?
Good.
A few weeks ago,
We met as a board for the church and decided to give you guys 6 months to get the cars moved out.
Rust Bros took a major blow when the church next door reclaimed their parking lot.
Everything on the other side of the fence has got to go.
Everything on that side of the fence, yeah.
And Mike's buying habits since
301 diesel, super rare.
$2,000 right now, cash.
have pushed their storage limits to the brink.
Why do we need 3 scouts?
70, 71, 72, 73, 74. Just on this side.
I should have let him convert me.
We're literally losing our entire storage yard. And my old man hasn't quite let that sink in yet. We got to move everything here. So do you want to move this one up top then?
Yeah, well, the deck truck's here. I mean, we could...
Ooh, we can get $1,000 out of Richard today.
For what?
Out of the fire truck.
Yeah, maybe. Let's go see. Richard knows inventory changes here lots. Every time he's going by, he just likes to pop up, see what's new. Hey, Richard, we were just talking about you.
That's nice of you.
If anybody's gonna take this fire truck, it's gonna be Richard. Richard, we're having a fire sale. You wanna buy a fire truck?
You mean you want to give a fire truck?
No.
That's quite nice. Is there anything wrong with it?
It's not the same as mine. It's a 60s. Richard just likes saving old stuff. He's a lot like me. Dual plugs, straight 6.
Holy.
I think all of the pumps and everything are still here.
I could water my vegetable garden with it.
We need to get rid of a bunch of cars, Richard.
I just don't want to crush it.
Well, I don't want you to crush it.
Then give me $1,000, Richard, but you got to get it to your place. I'm not moving it.
Throw this in.
No.
Why not?
For how much more?
This thing's worth $5,000.
Deal of the day, $5,500. Take them both. You're getting this for $250 off and that for $250 off. That's a good deal.
You go get me $5,000 today, and you can take all three. Today. Cash.
That's an even better deal.
Yeah?
Yep. That truck's from Montana.
That's pretty, what year is it? It's neat.
55, I think.
Okay, I'll tell you what, 5,000, and you gotta deliver something.
I'll deliver these two. But that's if you come back with cash today, Richard. Yes or no?
Okay, it's a deal.
We managed to sell them 3 vehicles. We're getting somewhere. Hey, we just got rid of 3. That only leaves like 70 plus to go.
Well, I wonder what Russell's got for us today, Aves.
As all as I know is we're not going to leave here empty-handed.
No, our wallets might be empty, but our hands won't be.
In the northwest corner of Russ Valley, Mike's brought Avery on a buying trip
Russell!
at parts collector Russell's farm.
Hey, Russ,
So what do I owe this dynamic duo pleasure?
you said you had something I might be interested in. So
More
you gotta-
junk.
Let's go for a walk.
Okay, what do you got? Russell's got a network of Dodge guys and Mopar freaks.
Out of sight, yeah.
He finds good stuff.
What I got for you is mint, 1 year only, super hard to find, unobtainium fenders.
Even if I don't need it, I want it, and he knows it.
Here, you take that thing. I might get some weird disease off them Dodge parts.
Yeah,
Chrysleritis.
Well, they aren't mint, Russell.
they're pretty freaking nice.
He's a pretty shrewd operator.
$1,000.
$600 cash.
It's $1,000.
It's 900.
Okay.
For 2 guys that don't want to buy any more stuff, you're doing pretty poorly.
I know. What's this thing, Russ?
That's a 56 Dodge I've been working on for a long time.
Really?
My friend Lonnie already started modifying it, and I just saw this thing and went, I gotta have it.
Known as the world's first V8 powered truck, the Dodge C-Series was produced from 1954 to 1960. Thoroughly modern, lightweight, and compact, it had a more streamlined design than its predecessors, with smoother bumpers and fenders, and a single-piece curved windshield for high visibility. Its large 3-seater cab boasted 4 trim options, all designed for greater comfort on the road.
Chop the top, and I put a small block and a 4-speed.
What's left on it, Russ? Does it run?
Yeah. It's a warmed up 360, modern disc brakes, the modern front transverse suspension. But let me show you something about the coolest thing about this thing, which took a very long time to do. Grab your side. I put in a flip front end.
Oh, I like that.
Like I said,
Oh,
it's
what's the timeline, Russ? Next decade? Next century? This year? What are you doing?
I'm busy with the farm. I'm all over the friggin' map.
Well, you're so close, Russell. You got all the hard stuff done. It's just...
You're not going to be doing this when you're 85.
No, I'd like to drive it a little bit.
Lay some rubber.
There's a lot of stuff that happens to people in life, and lost a couple of family members in a really bad way. I just put it on the back burner.
We're running out of time.
Yeah, no.
Right? I mean, literally.
You're so encouraging. You're such an encouraging friend.
Okay, let's cover this thing up. I'll give you some cash and let's load some parts.
Yeah, I want to get it done. I'd love to, but I got a farm here. I can't just drop everything and go work on the truck.
See you, Lincoln!
What in the hell?
That's what he wants us to sandblast.
After picking up an air compressor,
We'll give him an hour and see how much we get done.
Hi, you guys.
Mike and Avery stop at Richard's to do a sandblast test on his rail car.
What is this, Richard? Other than a bill of expense.
It's a multi-use semi-trailer to look like an antique J.P. Morgan Pullman railway car.
Wow, that was a mouthful.
Tell you what, it looks fairly interesting in the inside.
Come have a look.
Richard, you making progress?
Yeah.
Wow, the windows weren't in.
No, isn't that a beautiful window? So see my my curtains, all those
Yeah,
baubles.
yeah.
I had to buy 400 feet of that ball.
Only 400 feet?
Yeah.
Hey, feel that. Don't get it dirty. Just
Wow. This is going to be super neat, Richard, when it's done. You know what? It looks pretty good. I'm impressed the old coffin Dodger had it in him to do it.
So we want to hurry up and get this thing painted. It just needs a scuff.
we'll start at the bottom. Just try it. How many rivets are there, Richard?
20,000.
The problem with prepping such a large trailer is just the sheer amount of surface area. I don't know, I think that'd work, eh? Instead of doing 10 square feet, there's 300 square feet.
Working good? Oh, yeah, beautiful.
The vision's the easy part. The work is what takes the time and effort.
So this week, I'll just carry on and get some help, and we'll just keep doing what we can.
Yes.
So it'd really be nice to get this painted like within a week or so.
If he gives her, it could theoretically be ready to paint in a week. We'll see what happens.
Roger! Thanks, you guys. See you later.
Couldn't have picked a better day.
After an overnight rainfall at the old Field of Dreams,
Well, Brian, I wish I hadn't have said we'd do it today.
Welcome to the mud hole, Mikey.
Mike's making good on a promise to Brian Thomas, who bought the property last year.
This bus is leaving. It's a good day.
That bus has been there now about 7 years. Brian's been very accommodating, but the deal is there's no more procrastinating. It's going today. Hey, Dave, nice boots.
Oh, I wasn't expecting this today.
What size are you?
10 and 10 and a half.
Here, they look like they're just your size. Don't get them dirty, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so the plan is we're gonna take this bus, we're gonna go park it by the garbage container. I also have to empty out my sea can, and then I'm gonna get the bus towed up to my yard because I have zero storage.
I'll fire the loader up.
Fire up the loader. Dave's got some big equipment there. Brian's into the wrecking business. Hopefully between the three of us, we can get this bus out of here.
Brian is going to hook the chain to this box here.
Yeah?
And we'll yank it out that way.
Why do I have a feeling of impending doom here, Dave?
I'm going to use my log loader. I'm going to grab the front of the bus. Once I get it out of the hole, it'll be a lot easier to move.
Holy! Watch my window!
There's one here. Okay.
Oh, Jesus. Well, so far, no one's lost any digits or limbs.
I'm going to gently nudge the back of the bus, see if I can get it out of the hole. Sorry, Mike!
You owe me a tire and a rim! When a tire explodes like that, you don't know which way it's going. We're lucky Brian didn't get his eyes taken out.
You're always so rammy.
You kill me. Okay!
Oh, steer away from the truck. There you go.
Disconnect me!
You rammy! I'm starting to get the feeling by the time we've got it up top in the yard, it might not be as pristine as it was when we started.
Mikey's going back to school. Come on, baby.
We're picking up speed!
There we go. Come on.
Come on, Dave, we're halfway there, little buddy! I'm turning the wheel. 10 feet! More! Good! Good! Let's go see what damages have been incurred.
I think there's a bit.
What did you do to my beautiful, pristine bus?
Sure, there's some damage.
We blew a tire, smashed the back of the bus, put a few dents in the front. Other than that, it went flawlessly.
This is a wrecking yard, not a fixing yard.
Oh, looks like Lonnie.
At Russell's farm,
Brother!
You know, I just said to myself, that looks like Lonnie's truck.
an old friend has stopped by for a surprise visit.
Lonnie I've known for years. He's a Mopar nut just like I am.
Well, what brings you up here?
Visiting Buddy Gord.
Ah.
He just lives in Lac La Hache. The other reason why I'm here, I wanted to check on how you're doing on my truck.
What? Your truck?
Well, our truck.
Hey, I got it in the shop. A little bit of progress.
Well, that's good.
Or you want to have a look at it?
Yeah, yeah.
Lonnie used to own the truck. He started it, then he kind of stalled. That was my chance, and I hounded him until I got it.
Shop looks the same. Well, it's a little cleaner than last time I was here. There it is. When I gave it to you, there was no glass. That looks really good, man.
That was a big deal.
triangulated 4-link. That's all you, baby.
Boxed the frame,
Yeah.
finished the chop, got the back glass in, but I got the fuel cell, the line all hooked up.
Oh, it's so close right now, man.
Yeah, well,
Dude, we got to get this thing going. We got to get back on track. Here, I'll help you do this. I'll commit time.
I could use a break.
You got a battery here?
Yeah, there's one over there.
Oh, right on.
Here. Well, you serious? You want to do this?
Hey, I came from Chilliwack, so
I know what it's going to take to get me back in on that truck. I just need to hear that sucker run.
nice little 360 LA motor in there.
Lonnie, grab that battery there.
When you take a vehicle and you breathe some life back into it, a little bit of your soul gets poured into it. So I really want to see it going. Let's give her a flash.
All right. Just give it a spray, see if it's going to bark. 9 years.
Hang on, a little bit more gas. It should have barked there. I don't think we got any spark, Russell.
Yeah, we gotta check it.
Haven't had a shock in a while, so.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's healthy. Let's yard a plug and see if we're sparked to the plug. All right.
Hold that on there and tell me if we got fire. If we got fire, it's definitely fuel.
It's a heavy spark. It's solid.
Okay.
So it feels like a fuel issue now.
I think that fuel's dead.
Shelf life of gasoline is only 3 months.
We gotta take it off, the fuel line off here, and tip it down.
Drain itself out.
Fuel that sits around for a really long time, it won't spark.
Oh my
I can see
God.
water freaking in the...
Look!
Oh, God.
Look at that.
I've never seen that much water in a gas tank.
Hey, that's
Oh,
the water.
That's the water. It's...
Okay, so this is gasoline, so it ain't much better.
No.
Look at the rubber. It's cracked all the way around.
The rubber seal is all split and cracked because the tank sat outside for over a year.
The thing just filled itself with water.
Absolutely.
They'll bypass the tank and feed fuel directly into the carburetor.
Give her a drink.
That's lots.
All right. Contact?
Go.
There's no sound like that when you give her a couple shots. Gives me goosebumps.
Feeling better, buddy? You glad I stopped in?
Yeah.
Tell me, man.
Yeah.
Give me some loving.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Must be the new kid.
Over at Rust Bros,
You must be Caleb.
I am.
Mike's also got a new helping hand.
Blair came up with the idea to hire young people. I mean, we've got a bunch of yard cleanup to do. So what do they got you doing?
Just some cleanup in the shop right now around the yard a bit.
Good. I got some more for you. Hop in. Caleb seems to be a hardworking young man. Give him some experience. We'll see how the kid turns out. The guy that bought the property wants his bus gone.
Oh,
I
okay.
told him we'd have it gone before the week's out. Come on, Link. Go chase a gopher. Okay. This is a garbage bin.
Yeah, okay.
This is what we have to empty out.
Holy Jesus.
God knows what's living in here. He's gonna empty the garbage. Anything that looks like it might be a car part, we'll put in a pile. Then he's gonna take all my good stuff and put it back in. That's cleaning supplies. God knows I need those. That's a Chevy bell housing. That's a keeper. Garbage! I hate to throw away a canning jar. We'll save that. Ooh, 68 Chevelle. Oh, this is the rest of the steering column. Okay.
Honestly, it wasn't what I had in mind. I thought I'd be in the shop, helping you guys with body work and stuff.
I don't own a CD player. What do we got? Leonard Cohen, Talking Heads, garbage. Look, we're about a tenth of the way there already. This won't take long. The radio tube collection. These are probably worth money to some geek. Okay. It came in here. It should go out here. Oh, she's gonna be tight. Okay. Hey, it's lunchtime. You don't eat, you can't work.
Okay.
Caleb, he seems to be working out. Hopefully we can get him doing a little bit of body work. If I can actually charge him out on some client jobs, it'd be perfect. Well, you regret coming to work here yet?
Not quite yet.
Huh?
I'm excited to get that box on there. You know, I've been building the box 5 years.
At Russell's Farm,
Putting it in the pile, Russ? Or
Which pile? Like,
this pile?
he and Lonnie are starting a mock assembly of the 56 Dodge.
I'm looking forward to the box on there, the fenders, maybe set the front clip on, do a little dreaming.
I think what we need to do is to sling this properly, spin the box sideways.
Okay.
So I can come in with the forks of the tractor like this, pick it up and set it right where it belongs.
You got it. You're clear. Feels good.
Go to the back corner.
Quit yelling at me, Russ.
Good, brother. All right. I like the stance. You know, it's just fitting perfectly how the roof is lowered down, too.
It looks lonely out there without these fenders on. Taking the fenders off the wall that have been up there for 5 years. And that means this thing's going back together.
Just caught on a thread there.
Okay, now stand back.
Looks good. The way you've lowered that box down, just, it fits it. You look pretty giddy right now, brother.
I don't know if it's emotion taking over or whatever, but I just gotta...
Okay, that one went on easier. What are you thinking, man?
The whole time I was building this, I'm thinking about my older brother that passed away. And then my nephew, quite a few years later.
Both mental health, Russ?
Yeah. And I can't wait for this thing to be done, you know, because we're gonna go for a ride down the road in a hot rod that we never got a chance to do before.
I've been wanting to do this for a really long time. Finishing something, it's bringing some closure for me.
Give me a hug, brother. That's why I'm here.
Okay. Thanks, man.
We'll get her done. I had no idea that it was that deep with them, but now that I know, I'm even more committed now.
Okay, enough of the crying and caterwauling. Let's get something done.
You got the long shorts on today, bro.
You're looking wearing underwear.
Later that afternoon,
I think he's here.
Oh,
Howdy.
Hi, Patrick. How are you, man?
Good, how are you?
Russo's called in Patrick from Pacific Muscle Cars to discuss final bodywork and paint.
Patrick's Da Vinci, and I'm paint by numbers. I mean, yeah, or doodle art.
You mentioned you had a truck to paint?
There's a little bit of stuff to do.
Really?
If Patrick can swing this somehow, the truck will look killer.
Well, I'd like to drive it before they put me in a home. We're insane
I don't know
people.
if we can get it done that fast.
Well, all right.
here we go. There it is, man,
There
in
it
its
is.
glory.
Oh, it's glory for sure. So what is the vision when you're done? I need to understand. Going multiple colors? Are you going custom colors?
Plum crazy purple, inside, outside. Then I want it to fade from purple.
Oh, you want to fade?
Well, yeah, you know, those are cheap. I do them with
Come on,
spray
Patrick,
bombs.
this is what you do all the time, man. You should be nothing.
Yeah, he's got a lot of ideas in his head on paint color. The lines from the truck are not great for a fade. Just not a matter of, as he said, taking a spray can and fading it. It's a lot of work. My challenge right now is time. Like, you would have to have all the metalwork done, basically ready for body work and paint. Save you money and save me time.
I'm running out of both. Oh, maybe I shouldn't tell you that. But I do want to mention one other thing, Patrick. I just want to touch on this. That I had a couple of family members pass away, and I wanted to put it like a picture in memory. I wanted to do it on the tailgate, and that's the real reason that the tailgate hasn't been finished. I have an airbrush guy lined up.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. We can get behind that too. I will do this. I will squeeze it in, but I need it in that 2 to 3 week time frame. It's an emotional truck for him, and the topic behind it is quite important, but we're really tight. Okay, so I think, you know, normally if we were to do this truck, we would be at that 45 grand mark. I know. Because of what you're doing here, because of the cause, you know, we could probably donate a good chunk of time and knock 5 grand off for you.
What do you think, big guy?
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very
Let's
much.
make it happen. It's gonna be awesome.
The guy's going over and above. He didn't have to do anything. I'm sure he's got no shortage of work. The guy's helping me out huge.
Thank you very much for
Let
coming
you guys
out.
get back at it. You got a lot of work to do. Yeah, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
My wife's gonna hate me even more now. Honey, I'm gonna be living with Russ for a while, and Cut me some slack. I'm going through, you know, a bit of a bromance.
Looks like it's working pretty good, eh?
Yeah, it's going pretty quick now.
Back down south at Richard's farm, Rusbro's latest hire, Caleb, has been loaned out for the railcar project.
Richard!
Hey, Mike, I'm in here.
Richard's called Mike and Cassidy in for advice on the next stage of the build.
My big problem is I have to get the outside painted.
Geez, I know a painter, but it's not me. I think that's the reason he brought us over here.
So we're gonna paint all the frame and stuff
Yeah.
with just masking glass?
Yeah. And then we can mask up to the silver line, leave it silver up top.
Cassidy's never painted anything on this scope, but she's got a lot of knowledge and expertise. If you can lay paint on a car, you can lay paint on a trailer. What do you think, Cass? Big job, but I mean...
You don't say it's a big job.
Oh, it's a little job.
You'll scare her.
It's not that. It's not a monumental job.
It's at least 2 days of straight spraying, probably.
So, Cass, what would you charge him?
I'm thinking like $50 an hour.
Okay, it's a deal.
Fine, sure.
Should be fun, I think.
Right now, people live in a very fast-paced lifestyle. Just the fact that they can travel back in time with Richard's rail car here, I think people are really going to appreciate it.
Okay, so this is our homemade spray booth. It's like 80 feet long and 30 feet wide.
Wow. I guess we should start getting to work.
Cass says she can gather a group of her friends, come and give Richard a hand on the final push.
The rail car is a labor of love, but it was going to be done by the end of last summer. There's lots of events we're missing out on, and lots of people want to see it finished and in action. Bottom line is, we have to get this thing done. Wow.
What is this, a graveyard for boats, or is this Richard's place?
At Richard's farm,
That's what it looks like, but let's go find him and see what the rail car looks like, Eve.
Mike and Avery have arrived for a sneak peek at the rail car
Richard!
before its big public debut tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Wow. Notch Hill Express Railway Showcase.
Richard!
Hey, nice to see you
How's it going, Richard?
Hey,
That thing looks awful shiny.
it's not bad at all.
Looks like a train. The color's good, Richard.
Yeah.
It matches the truck exactly. Must have been all that professional sound blasting, eh?
Yeah, it really was. Your help really paid off.
Look at this back window here. I like this.
I thought it'd be fun to have big windows like department stores so you could walk by and see what was inside. We thought we'd put a little of the Art Deco into this thing.
The windows of this rail car, they give it a super classy look.
Yeah, everything blends. It's
I'll
got
tell
a nice
you what.
flow.
Let's go take a look inside.
Yes.
The colors, the logo, the whole thing looks good.
Gotta take your shoes off to come in here.
Well, I
It's
tell you
okay.
what, I don't even have any socks on.
That's
Oh,
okay.
Jesus. Get those away from me.
So come on in.
Wow. Richard's rail car is pretty friggin' amazing, Matt. Nice, Richard. It does convey the impression you're in an early 1900s rail car. That color's amazing. This is beautiful, Richard. Everything has the right age, the right look to it, from the lights, the carpet, the tassels on the curtains. It's stunning.
Okay, come look at the bedroom.
Oh, and the peach color theme continuing through into the boudoir.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Check out my shower. That was fabric, and then I drenched it in clear resin.
It's beautiful, Richard.
You know, you could quite nicely live in here.
Yeah, you could.
Dining room. Nice old stove here to keep you warm.
Like the chairs, these are nice too.
This used to be a moving van.
Yeah.
Most semis got an 8-foot ceiling, but the moving van's got 10. So that let me put the boxes up like the old railway cars. I tried to reproduce all the authentic train car ideas, from the woodwork to the vintage furniture, just pretty well everything.
Richard, show us the end. Oh, that looks beautiful.
And these things here, we bent these on my little scroll
Yeah,
winder.
yeah. Beautiful. Hearts within hearts.
Yeah. Now what's nice, this whole thing folds and hinges up, and the roof folds down, so it all sticks out about a foot.
Amazing job, Richard. He's taken basically an empty shell and transformed it, and he's done 98% of it by himself. I'm gonna hand it to him. The thing is stunning. Okay, man, we'll see you tomorrow, 7 o'clock. You're buying breakfast, right? Okay.
morning.
The next morning, the Salmon Arm Farmers Market is in full swing.
Welcome aboard the train.
Takes you back in time a little bit, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
And Richard is introducing the rail car to potential rental clients.
So if you want to have a dinner party and have a theater in here, you can do that, or you can have wedding pictures and that, you know.
That's nice.
130 feet of velvet, 500 feet of tassels. All aboard! I'm really happy that everyone likes it, because that's what life's all about, just have fun and make people happy, so.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome, thanks.
How nice
This
it
is
is.
spectacular.
Thanks. I'm glad everyone enjoys it.
Hey, hey! There's a stick up.
There's a stick up. Give us a cash box. If you ain't got a cash box, we'll take your lunch box.
Avery, that's a pretty small caliber.
How's it going, Richard, so far?
Very good, it's great, it's lots of fun, everyone really likes it.
Well, there's nothing not to like, Richard. It's absolutely spectacular.
And lots of people have asked if they can use it for different events.
Well, there you go. See, Richard, you know, like that baseball movie, if you build it,
They will come.
they will come. I think Richard is going to find he has more business opportunities for this thing than what even he's imagined. Job well done, buddy.
Thanks very much,
Again,
it's really great.
Awesome job, man.
Thanks very much, you
Okay.
guys. All right. Bye, thanks a
I
lot.
want that hat.
Okay, okay, see you later, thanks.
Hey, Russell.
How's it going?
In Kelowna, BC, Russell set the deadline for delivering his 56 Dodge to Pacific Muscle Cars.
Well, where's the rest of it? This is only half of it, not even half.
But he still hasn't finished metalwork on the cab.
I had this window for you.
I know.
You're killing me, Russell. You're killing me.
I know, and I'm sorry for that.
Okay, well, it is what it is. We're gonna have to get this done. We'll get her unstrapped.
I'm just so far behind, all I could bring was the box for him. There's so much welding to do on the front clip. It's way more work than I ever thought it would be. I bit off way more than I could chew.
Let's wiggle back a little more. And
But I've stopped and started this thing so many times, I can't not finish this.
we're gonna have the truck here by Monday.
Monday.
It's gonna be tight.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen. All right.
I'll be here.
Okay, man.
Thank you. My God, Lonnie, we got some work to do, brother. That's got to get done. This got to get done.
I gotta get back on it now. I gotta keep going.
This needs to be welded.
We'll have some vice grips and we'll get it where we want. And
Okay, I'm gonna get the grinder.
so many times I thought I would never finish it, but you know, with Lonnie, he's given up weekends with his family. I really couldn't do it without him.
you gotta fill a bit here, so hang on.
It's been a long time coming. With all the vehicles I worked on, this will be the only one that I've ever started and finished.
Right on, brother.
Hey, perfect timing. Thank you. That's awesome.
Monday morning at Pacific Muscle Cars,
Jeepers creepers, man.
Russell has returned with the missing pieces of the 56 Dodge.
Hey, I've never had so many sleepless nights.
Now the real work's gonna start. Doing the body work. Paint it. Doing the interior.
Hey, hang on. It's a race to the finish. We have to get this thing done. It's like overwhelming, but this is where we really come together as a team and knock it out of the park.
So, Russ, you're actually telling us it's finished?
You know what, boys? You guys aren't gonna believe it when you see this thing. It's over the frickin' top.
Let's see it.
Let's take a gander.
Russell's 56 Dodge has finally crossed the finish line.
Oh, look at that.
Whoa.
Wow, Russ. Beautiful. Well, when we saw it, there was nothing on it, Russ. It barely looks like a truck.
I know.
Matte purple, absolutely it fits the truck. You just nailed it.
This is actually Jennifer's favorite colors.
Looks sick.
It looks good. Turned out good.
Patrick and the crew at PMC, they nailed it. It's a dream come true. So it's a flip front end.
It's doing the pivot.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And what we have in there is warmed up 360. It's got 202 heads and balance, and I blacked everything out.
That air cleaner makes it pop, eh?
I want something that had some passing power, let's say.
Cool, I like that. Just a little touch, eh?
I never thought I'd finally actually be at this point, showing my friends what I envisioned in my mind is actually finally here. Interior's been done here. It's got a tough steering wheel.
1970 B-body split bench shifter there, Russ.
Yeah. The whole thing is just pro.
Russell loves those pistol grip shifters from the 70s, so it looks hot in the truck.
Underneath, this truck's got a triangulated 4-link. I had to widen the box to get some real tires underneath it. 18 inches of rubber.
The big fat tires, it just gives it the hot rod look.
The taillights are 62 Chrysler.
Beautiful.
This thing looks good from the back end, eh?
Oh yeah, very cool feature. And just put this build over the top.
And I need somewhere to put a fuel cell.
No room anywhere else to put it, right?
This is my mom's trunk she gave me.
You got your mom's tickle trunk on here?
So she's in there, actually.
Well, she must not be very happy if she is.
I got mom's trunk on board and the fuel cell figured out. Now I got to bring my friend Vance over here because he helped me do something real special on this truck. This is what Vance did. He got a picture of my brother Bill and my nephew Ty.
It's stunning.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna have them with me everywhere I go, buddy.
How do they look?
They look wicked. So much more than just a truck. He did a perfect job. This is so personal. And these boys are coming with me every time.
I was happy to do it for you, man.
Yeah, the best part about it all is every time I blow the doors off a Chevy or a Ford, the boys would be smiling in the back of the tailgate going, bye.
Thank you very much, buddy.
This thing's heavy.
It's full of parts now, eh? Transmissions, heads.
At Mike's former Field of Dreams,
You're good, I can head up there then?
the school bus is now bound for Rust Bros.
Okay, so other than the yard, do we have any other space available?
I might have one spot up top.
But Mike and Connor are struggling to clear more vehicles off the church property.
We're running out of time. The yard's got to be clean. We're really under pressure here. I mean, they said it's all got to be gone.
Let's go through everything out here. You give me a small description, how much you want for it.
Yeah.
So I will haggle and deal with everything for a small percentage.
What's a small percentage?
7.5.
Or 5.
7.5 or 5.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah!
He doesn't understand how social media works. For him, it's word of mouth or nothing. If I can help him and get these listed online, I know these cars are going to sell.
Take pictures of that. It's got 90K on it. Runs and drives.
Exactly, so sell it.
Put it for 2,500.
Okay, what else? Carmen Gias.
Sell them. Sell them. I've got 3.
1, 2, 3. Go to the internet.
Yeah.
Go right here. Sell.
Must take all 3. 10,000 or best offer. I mean, I paid 3,500 for that one.
Here, it's listed in 6 places.
Okay, let's do this one.
I'm already getting likes and comments. We need to sell these cars. We have to get rid of them. We have no choice. Bottom dollar on the Chevelle.
$1,000. It's cheap. Go find a 68 Chevelle frame.
Well, here, talk to the guy.
I'm just asking, man. Don't you just tell me what you want.
I want $1,000. I mean, the thing is that we've had it posted for 6 minutes.
Okay, I'll come on, pick it up.
If you come tonight because I'm here, I might take $800 just to get it out of here.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll be out there as soon as I can.
Okay, thanks, man.
This is what we need, but we still have a long way to go and a lot of cars to get rid of. Look, what do you think that would have pulled at the auction?
$200. I need the sway bar. But
Just, no, you don't. We'll buy a new one. Let's go
Okay.
see if we got room.
Okay.
The morning sun spilled over the rugged hills of Rust Valley, casting a golden hue across the dilapidated buildings and rusting vehicles that lay scattered like forgotten relics of a bygone era. In the heart of this automotive graveyard, the shop known simply as Rust Brothers Restoration stood as a beacon of chaos and ingenuity, its walls plastered with posters of classic muscle cars and shelves crowded with car parts that looked like they belonged in a museum dedicated to mechanical entropy. Michael, the owner and master restorer, adjusted his cap and stepped out into the crisp air, inhaling the scent of oil, metal, and just a hint of burnt rubber that lingered from yesterday's experiments. His hands, thick with scars and grease, were evidence of decades spent coaxing engines back to life, of late nights hunched over carburetors and wheel hubs, his mind never resting, always dreaming of the next resurrection. Today, however, was different. Today was about more than cars. It was about people, about connections that went deeper than the squeal of a freshly tightened bolt or the roar of a newly rebuilt V8. He glanced down the gravel drive and saw the first of his morning visitors arriving. Jenny, a local artist who had somehow found herself inexplicably drawn to the smell of gasoline and the rhythm of hammer on metal. She carried her sketchbook under one arm, a thermos of steaming coffee in the other, her eyes alight with a mixture of curiosity and determination. Michael waved, a rare softness in his usually rugged demeanor, and she waved back, hopping out of her beat-up pickup with a grin. "Morning, Mike," she called, her voice cutting through the hum of distant engines and the occasional caw of a crow perched on a rusted fender. "You ready for the chaos today?" Michael chuckled, brushing a streak of grime from his cheek. "Chaos is my business, Jenny. You know that." The bell above the shop door jingled as they entered, the familiar scent of motor oil and aged leather greeting them like an old friend. Inside, the workshop was alive in a way that only Rust Valley could manufacture. The air thick with anticipation, with sparks ready to fly, both literally and figuratively. In one corner, a '67 Mustang convertible sat, half-stripped, its frame showing the scars of neglect and time, yet promising rebirth under the careful hands of its soon-to-be saviors. In another corner, a pile of parts resembled a metallic abstract sculpture, bolts and gears intertwined in a chaotic harmony that somehow, against all odds, made sense to Michael and his team. He moved over to the Mustang, running a calloused hand along the polished edge of its fender, feeling the vibrations that spoke of untapped potential. Today's project was not merely a mechanical restoration. It was a testament to collaboration, to the unspoken trust that had formed over countless days and nights of trial, error, and triumph. As he examined the engine, Michael's mind drifted briefly to the past, to the long hours spent in smaller, dingier garages, to the early days when money was tight, and dreams were all they had to fuel their ambition. The memory was bittersweet, a reminder of how far they had come, and how tenuous the line was between success and disaster. Jenny leaned against a workbench, sipping her coffee, her eyes tracing the contours of the Mustang, imagining how it would look when reborn. "Do you ever wonder," she asked, her tone contemplative, "what these cars would say if they could talk? All the places they've been, the people they've carried, the stories they've witnessed." Michael smiled, a slow, knowing smile that came from years of understanding the silent narratives that each vehicle carried. "I think about that every day," he admitted. "Every dent, every scratch, every stain of oil or mud, it tells a story. Our job is just to honor it, not erase it." Their conversation was interrupted by the arrival of Tyler, Michael's right-hand man, a mechanic with a wild mop of hair and an infectious grin, who seemed to thrive on the unpredictability of restoration chaos. He pushed the door open with a dramatic flourish, a rag draped over his shoulder, smudges of grease decorating his face like war paint. "I heard we're making history today," he announced, his voice booming across the workshop. "Or at least a moderately significant dent-free future for this Mustang." Michael laughed, shaking his head. "Moderately significant is our specialty," he replied, moving to join Tyler by the engine. They began their ritualistic dance of disassembly, the air punctuated with the clank of wrenches, the hiss of compressed air, and the occasional exclamation of triumph or frustration. Jenny moved around them, sketching, documenting, her pencil capturing the essence of movement and tension, translating mechanical struggle into art. Outside, the sun climbed higher, illuminating the valley, and casting long shadows through the shop's wide-open doors. A delivery truck rumbled down the gravel road, kicking up dust, and from it emerged a new batch of vehicles, each with its own history, its own scars waiting to be coaxed back to life. Michael greeted the driver, a wiry man with a nervous smile, and began inspecting the latest arrivals. A 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air with faded teal paint, a 1972 Dodge Charger missing most of its interior, and a Volkswagen Beetle that looked as though it had survived a dozen wars. Each vehicle was a puzzle, a challenge, and a story waiting to unfold under the careful guidance of Rust Brothers Restorations. As the day progressed, more friends and collaborators arrived. A retired engineer who volunteered on weekends, a young apprentice eager to learn, and occasionally, a client whose car carried sentimental value beyond measure. Conversations overlapped, laughter erupted from the corners of the shop, and amidst the organized chaos, a rhythm emerged, a symphony of metal, oil, and human connection. The Bel Air became Michael's focus, its engine stubborn and refusing to turn over at first. Sweat dripped down his forehead as he twisted bolts and wrenches, his mind calculating, improvising, coaxing the vehicle back to life with a patience that bordered on obsession. Tyler worked alongside him, occasionally offering suggestions, more often providing comic relief, cracking jokes at the engine's expense, and keeping the atmosphere light even as the hours ticked by. Jenny captured it all, her sketches evolving, becoming more detailed, more alive, reflecting the pulse of the shop and the people within it. By late afternoon, progress was evident. The Bel Air's engine coughed and sputtered, then roared to life, a sound that filled the workshop with a tangible sense of accomplishment. High fives were exchanged, laughter erupted, and for a moment, the outside world seemed to fade away, leaving only the hum of restored power and the satisfaction of a job well done. Yet, amidst the joy, there was always the awareness that Rust Valley was more than just a place for restoring cars. It was a crucible for friendships, for mentorship, and for understanding the fragile yet resilient bonds that tied people together. As the sun dipped toward the horizon, painting the valley in shades of amber and crimson, Michael, Tyler, and Jenny stood back to admire their work. The Bel Air gleamed under the fading light, a testament not only to mechanical skill but to collaboration, dedication, and the unspoken trust that had carried them through countless projects before. Outside, the shadows grew long, and the valley began to quiet, leaving only the soft rustle of leaves and the distant call of a hawk circling overhead. Yet within the walls of Rust Brothers Restorations, life remained vibrant, a microcosm of human ingenuity and camaraderie, where each bolt tightened, each engine revived, and each shared laugh contributed to a larger tapestry of connection and creativity. And as Michael finally wiped the sweat and grime from his hands, leaning against the workbench and surveying the workshop, he felt a profound sense of contentment. This was more than restoration, it was resurrection, not just of cars but of dreams, of relationships, and of the enduring spirit that made Rust Valley a place unlike any other. The day had begun with uncertainty and chaos, but it ended with accomplishment and reflection, a reminder that in the heart of Rust Valley, with the right friends and the right mindset, anything was possible. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new vehicles, and new opportunities to stretch the limits of skill and imagination. But for now, there was satisfaction in knowing that together, they had breathed life back into a machine that might have otherwise been forgotten, and in doing so, had strengthened the bonds that made them more than a team. They were a family forged in grease, laughter, and shared passion, and in Rust Valley, that was worth more than any trophy or accolade. And so, as the valley settled into the hush of evening, the workshop lights dimmed, casting gentle shadows over the tools, the sketches, and the gleaming curves of the day's accomplishments. Michael took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the day's work in his muscles and the lightness of accomplishment in his chest. Jenny closed her sketchbook, a satisfied smile playing on her lips, while Tyler cleaned his hands with a rag, still humming a tune he had made up on the spot. Outside, the vehicles rested, waiting patiently for the next day, the next adventure, the next resurrection. The air was thick with possibility, and as night fell over Rust Valley, the promise of tomorrow lingered like the faint hum of an engine at idle, a reminder that with the right friends, any challenge could be overcome, any dream pursued, and any Rust Valley relic could rise again, shining under the care of those who saw potential where others saw decay, who heard stories where others heard silence, and who, in the end, understood that restoration was about more than metal. It was about heart, about friendship, and about the little help from friends that made all the difference. The morning after the Bel Air's triumphant revival, the workshop awoke with a different energy, a subtle tension beneath the familiar rhythm of clanging tools and sputtering engines, as though the valley itself sensed that today would test more than just mechanical skill. Michael arrived early, the gravel crunching under his boots as he surveyed the yard, noting the faint frost still clinging to the windshields of vehicles that had been left outside overnight. The chill in the air sharpened his senses, and he felt that familiar thrill, the anticipation that came with tackling a project whose outcome was uncertain, where every twist of a wrench or turn of a bolt mattered. He pushed open the shop door, the bell ringing sharply, and stepped into the organized chaos of Rust Brothers Restorations, where engines awaited resurrection and metal begged to be coaxed back into its former glory. Tyler was already there, sprawled across the floor, trying to wedge a stubborn carburetor into a '68 Camaro, muttering under his breath about the injustices of misaligned gaskets and poorly machined parts. "Morning, Mike," he called without looking up, a grin tugging at his grease-smeared face. I've been fighting this thing for an hour and it's winning. I might need a stiff drink or a miracle. Michael laughed, grabbing a wrench and crouching beside him. We'll give it a miracle, he said, his tone a mix of reassurance and mischief. But let's save the stiff drink for after victory. Jenny arrived moments later, carrying a steaming thermos and a new sketchbook, her eyes scanning the workshop as if cataloging every bolt, every dent, every shadow. She had developed a sort of sixth sense for the rhythm of the shop, knowing when to speak, when to sketch, and when to simply observe the unspoken exchanges that defined their camaraderie. I've been thinking about today's projects, she said, setting down her thermos and opening her sketchbook. I want to capture the story of each car, the hands that touch them, the small miracles that happen when we least expect them. Michael nodded, understanding immediately. That was the beauty of having Jenny around. She saw what others didn't, found poetry in rust and grit, and reminded them all why they were more than mechanics. They were storytellers, guardians of history, and sometimes healers of memories embedded in metal. The first task of the day was the Dodge Charger, a beast of a machine whose absence of interior parts and rust-riddled frame presented a formidable challenge. Michael and Tyler approached it like generals surveying a battlefield, noting every weakness, every potential victory, and mentally mapping the strategy for its resurrection. As they began the methodical process of disassembly, bolts and panels clinking to the floor, a new figure arrived at the shop, a local engineer named Harold, whose quiet demeanor masked a mind capable of untangling the most complex mechanical conundrums. He carried a tool bag that looked far too pristine for the chaos of Rust Valley, and his eyes sparkled with curiosity and eagerness. Heard you might need some extra hands, Harold said, his voice calm but carrying an undercurrent of excitement. I figured I'd lend mine. Maybe I can help tame this charger. Michael clapped him on the shoulder, smiling broadly. You're just in time. This one's going to test patience, skill, and probably our collective sanity. The morning passed in a blur of action, of moving parts and shifting priorities. Tyler's jokes kept the mood light. Jenny's sketches chronicled every moment, and Michael orchestrated the work with a mix of precision and improvisation. Harold proved invaluable, identifying structural weaknesses and suggesting ingenious solutions for reinforcing the frame without compromising the integrity of the vehicle. By mid-afternoon, they had stripped the Charger down to its bare bones, and it sat on the lift like a wounded animal, vulnerable but ready for transformation. It's amazing, Jenny whispered, running her fingers over the cold metal. How something so broken can feel alive with possibility. Michael nodded, sharing the sentiment. That's why we do this. It's never just about fixing a car. It's about seeing potential where others see ruin, about giving life back to what's been forgotten. Just as they were preparing to start the rebuilding phase, a commotion outside drew their attention. A small convoy of vehicles rumbled down the gravel road, dust rising like mist in the valley morning. Among them was a pristine 1969 Ford Mustang Fastback, gleaming in the sunlight despite the long journey it had endured. Behind the wheel was a young man, his face alight with determination and a hint of nervousness. Michael stepped outside to greet him, curiosity piqued. You must be Alex, he said, extending a hand. Heard you wanted us to take a look at the Mustang. Alex shook his hand vigorously, eyes shining. Yeah, I've been trying to restore it myself, but I hit a wall. I don't want to lose this car. It belonged to my grandfather, and it's more than just metal to me. It's family. Michael felt a pang of recognition. He had been in that position himself countless times, staring at a project that held emotional weight far beyond its physical form. You're in the right place, he assured him. We'll take care of it. But remember, restoration isn't just about the parts. It's about the heart you put into it. Alex smiled, the tension easing from his shoulders. Jenny and Tyler exchanged knowing glances, both aware that this would be a special project, one that would demand more than technical skill. It would require empathy, patience, and a willingness to listen to the silent stories embedded in every scratch and dent. As they wheeled the Mustang into the shop, Harold examined it with his meticulous eye, noting the originality of the frame, the subtle wear patterns, and the historical authenticity of the components. This is a gem, he murmured almost to himself, but it's fragile. Every step has to be considered, every decision deliberate. And so, the afternoon faded into evening as the team began the painstaking process of assessing the Mustang's condition, cataloging every component, and formulating a strategy for its revival. The shop buzzed with activity, yet there was an undercurrent of reverence, a shared understanding that this was more than just a car. It was a bridge between past and present, between generations, and between human ambition and the relentless passage of time. Michael, standing over the lifted Charger, glanced at his team, feeling a swell of pride and gratitude. Each member brought something unique. Tyler's humor and hands-on ingenuity, Jenny's vision and artistic insight, Harold's analytical precision, and Alex's personal investment in the Mustang's resurrection. Together they formed a unit that was capable of extraordinary feats, not just of restoration, but of creating meaning from rust, of transforming neglect into beauty, and of forging bonds that transcended the ordinary. As darkness settled over Rust Valley, the shop lights cast a warm glow over the vehicles, the tools, and the people who had dedicated themselves to breathing life back into the machines that others had abandoned. The Charger's frame gleamed under the artificial light. The Mustang waited patiently for tomorrow's work, and the Bel Air, a silent testament to the day before, stood proudly in the corner, reminding them all of what could be achieved when passion, skill, and friendship converged. Michael wiped the sweat from his brow, leaning against a workbench and surveying the scene. "We've got our work cut out for us," he said softly, more to himself than anyone else, "but I wouldn't want to be anywhere else." Tyler dropped his rag with a thud, grinning. "Amen to that. Chaos and caffeine, what more could a guy ask for?" Jenny closed her sketchbook, the images within capturing not just the vehicles but the essence of the people who restored them. Harold, standing quietly by the Mustang, nodded in agreement, understanding that their work was about precision and care. Yes, but also about honoring stories, memories, and the invisible threads that connected all of them to the cars they loved. The valley outside was quiet now, the rusting relics resting under the watchful gaze of the stars. Yet inside, Rust Brothers Restorations remained alive, a sanctuary of creation, collaboration, and the unspoken magic that occurred when friends came together with a shared purpose. As they turned off the lights and stepped outside into the cool night air, the scent of oil and metal lingered, mingling with the crisp mountain breeze. Michael felt a familiar warmth in his chest, a mixture of exhaustion, satisfaction, and anticipation. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, unexpected twists, and perhaps a few surprises, but for now there was a sense of peace in knowing that they had started the process of transformation, not only for the cars but for themselves. Alex, standing beside Michael, took a deep breath, looking at his Mustang and then at the team. "Thank you," he said simply, his voice filled with emotion. "I know it's in good hands now." Michael placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "It's more than good hands, it's a family here. And we'll make sure your Mustang tells its story for years to come." As they walked back toward their homes, the glow of the shop fading behind them, Rust Valley seemed to hum with potential, a place where rusted dreams could find new life, where friendships could be strengthened through shared labor, and where a little help from the right friends could turn even the most daunting challenge into a triumph of human spirit and ingenuity. And so the night settled over the valley, quiet but alive with promise as Michael, Tyler, Jenny, Harold, and Alex prepared for the days ahead, knowing that in Rust Valley, every sunrise brought a new opportunity to restore, to create, and to connect in ways that transcended the simple act of fixing cars, revealing the profound truth that in the heart of this unlikely community, friendship was the ultimate restoration, the most valuable engine of all, and the driving force behind every project that left the shop. Perfectly imperfect, alive and brimming with possibility. The sun rose slowly over Rust Valley, spilling its golden light across the workshop like a spotlight on a stage where both machines and humans played starring roles in a story that was equal parts mechanical and emotional. Michael arrived first, as was his custom, boots crunching the gravel driveway, eyes scanning the lot for any surprises that might have appeared overnight. The vehicles, resting from yesterday's labors, glinted in the early light, their metal exteriors catching the sun and promising resurrection for those willing to devote skill, patience, and heart. Tyler was already inside, hunched over the Charger's frame with a concentration that made him almost unrecognizable amidst the clutter of tools, wrenches, and half-dismantled parts. "Morning, boss," he said without lifting his gaze, his voice muffled by the engine block. I swear this carburetor is mocking me. Michael chuckled, setting down his coffee mug on a nearby workbench, the ceramic clinking against the metal surface. It's not mocking you, Tyler, he replied, crouching beside him. It's teaching you patience. Or maybe humility. Either way, we'll learn something today. Jenny arrived moments later, her sketchbook tucked under her arm, her eyes bright with anticipation and curiosity. She had become almost a silent observer of the rhythm of the shop, able to capture not only the movement of hands and machines, but also the unspoken emotions that flowed beneath the surface. I've got a new idea, she said, setting her thermos down and opening her sketchbook to a fresh page. I want to follow the Charger's transformation step by step, capturing the essence of its struggle and rebirth. I think it will tell a story about more than just cars. It's about resilience. Michael nodded, a slow smile spreading across his face. Exactly. That's why we do this. It's never just about metal and oil. It's about heart, persistence, and the magic that happens when people come together to breathe life into something that was considered lost. Harold appeared next, arriving quietly but with the calm authority of someone who had spent a lifetime dissecting complex problems. He carried a small tool kit, each instrument meticulously cleaned and polished, contrasting sharply with the organized chaos of the workshop. I heard we might need some extra precision today, he said, his voice measured but carrying the weight of expertise. I figured I'd lend a hand with the Charger's alignment and structural reinforcements. There are a few areas that need careful attention if we want this frame to survive long-term stress. Michael clapped him on the back, appreciative of the added support. Perfect timing, Harold. We're about to begin the critical phase, and your expertise is going to make a huge difference. As they started working, the rhythm of the workshop took hold, each member seamlessly integrating into a choreography of human and mechanical interaction. Tyler pried off stubborn panels while Michael adjusted engine mounts, Harold calculated torque distributions and welding angles, and Jenny moved gracefully between them, sketching and taking notes, her work documenting not only the technical aspects but also the spirit of collaboration that had come to define Rust Brothers restorations. Outside, the valley seemed to pulse with life, the wind rustling through the trees and lifting clouds of dust that danced in the morning sun. The tranquility contrasted sharply with the intensity of the workshop, where engines roared to life, tools clanged against metal, and the occasional expletive punctuated the rhythm of creation and repair. The Dodge Charger, stripped bare yet brimming with potential, slowly began to take shape. Panels were realigned, the frame reinforced, and parts meticulously cleaned and reinstalled. Each decision carried weight. A miscalculation could mean the difference between success and catastrophic failure. Michael's hands moved with practiced precision, guided not only by experience but also by an instinctive understanding of the machine, a dialogue between human intuition and mechanical resistance that had been honed over decades. Tyler, despite his penchant for humor, displayed moments of brilliance that caught even Michael's attention. Check this out, he said, pointing to a custom-fitted bracket he had improvised from leftover metal. It might just stabilize the suspension better than the original design. It's rough, but it'll hold. Michael examined it closely, nodding in approval. Sometimes rough ingenuity beats textbook perfection, he admitted, appreciating the balance between creativity and technical skill that Tyler brought to the shop. Jenny captured the moment in her sketchbook, translating the improvisation and collaboration into a visual narrative, her pencil tracing the contours of metal and the expressions of triumph and concentration on the faces of the team. Harold provided quiet but invaluable insight, double-checking weld points, torque specifications, and alignment angles, ensuring that the Charger's skeleton would be as strong as it was precise. The synergy between the team was palpable. Each member contributed a unique strength, and together, they overcame challenges that would have seemed insurmountable in isolation. As afternoon approached, Alex returned, drawn by curiosity and a growing attachment to the Mustang that had brought him to Rust Valley. He watched the team work, absorbing the rhythm and energy, and gradually began to understand the nuances of restoration, the balance of patience and urgency, creativity and adherence to mechanical principles, and the subtle art of listening to a machine that could not speak. Michael called him over, offering a simple yet profound piece of guidance. Restoration is more than replacing parts, he said. It's understanding the story of the vehicle, honoring its past, and imagining the future you want it to have. You don't just work on metal. You work on memories, hopes, and possibilities. Alex absorbed the words, feeling a weight and a responsibility settle upon him. The Mustang was more than a car. It was a link to his grandfather, to family history, and to the dreams he had inherited without fully understanding them until now. The team continued through the day, alternating between moments of intense concentration and bursts of camaraderie. Tyler cracked jokes about welding sparks flying too close to his hair. Jenny captured the play of light and shadow across metal surfaces. Harold made precise adjustments to structural components, and Michael orchestrated the entire operation, his eyes constantly scanning, calculating, and anticipating the needs of both the machines and the people working on them. By late afternoon, the Charger had transformed from a rusted, hollow frame into a coherent, solid foundation, ready to receive its engine, interior, and paintwork. The team stepped back, breathing heavily, but smiling with a sense of shared accomplishment. "Look at that beauty," Michael said, admiration and pride in his voice. From junkyard skeleton to something that could hit the road with pride. All thanks to patience, creativity, and a lot of teamwork. Jenny, sketchbook in hand, added, "And thanks to laughter, too. You can't underestimate the power of humor when you're fighting against rust and gravity." Tyler feigned a bow, his grin wide. "I accept the credit on behalf of comedic relief," he declared, eliciting laughter from everyone. Outside, the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting long shadows across the valley. Dust motes floated in the golden light, illuminating the small but meaningful victories that had been achieved within the walls of Rust Brothers Restorations. Alex lingered near the Mustang, his mind racing with questions, ideas, and newfound appreciation for the artistry and labor of restoration. He felt a growing bond with the team, recognizing that their work extended beyond mechanical expertise. It was about mentorship, collaboration, and the shared thrill of bringing something lost back to life. Michael placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "You'll be working on this Mustang with us soon," he said. "But remember, it's not just about fixing it. It's about understanding it, respecting it, and giving it a future worth remembering." As the workshop began to quiet down, the team cleaned their tools, organized parts, and reflected on the day's work. The Charger gleamed under the lights, a testament to resilience, ingenuity, and friendship. The Mustang waited patiently for its turn, promising new challenges and lessons. The Bel Air, a silent witness to yesterday's triumph, reminded them that each project, no matter how complex or sentimental, carried the same potential for success when approached with dedication and care. That night, as Michael closed the shop doors and walked across the frost-kissed gravel to his truck, he felt a profound sense of satisfaction. Rust Valley had once again proven to be a place where broken things could be healed, where teamwork could overcome obstacles, and where the magic of collaboration and friendship could transform even the most challenging projects into stories of triumph. He looked up at the sky, stars beginning to pierce the twilight, and thought of the days ahead, the repairs, the restorations, the unexpected surprises, and the joy of watching machines and humans alike grow and evolve. In Rust Valley, the work was never truly done, but that was the beauty of it. Every sunrise brought new opportunities, every vehicle told a story waiting to be told, and every friend, mentor, and apprentice added depth and meaning to the narrative of restoration, proving that with the right people and a little help from each other, anything was possible. And so, as night settled over the valley, the workshop lights dimmed, the tools rested, and the team departed one by one, leaving behind a space brimming with promise, anticipation, and the lingering echo of a day spent in the pursuit of excellence, connection, and the quiet satisfaction that came from knowing that together, they could revive not just metal and machinery, but dreams, memories, and the unspoken bonds that made Rust Valley and Rust Brothers Restorations truly extraordinary. Morning arrived in Rust Valley with a subtle haze, the kind that made the valley feel both timeless and suspended in a delicate balance between reality and possibility. Michael's boots crunched the frost-tinged gravel as he approached Rust Brothers Restorations, already alive with the faint hum of engines warming and the occasional clink of metal tools being readied for the day ahead. The Charger and the Mustang dominated the workshop, each embodying a different challenge, a different story, but both demanding the same careful attention, patience, and respect that had become the signature of the team. Tyler was already present, crouched near the Charger's freshly aligned frame, wielding a pneumatic wrench with controlled ferocity, the rhythmic hissing of compressed air punctuating the otherwise quiet morning. "Morning, Mike," he called without looking up, a grin spreading across his grease-streaked face. "I dreamt about this carburetor last night. It's haunting me." Michael chuckled, setting his thermos down and running a hand along the Dodge's frame. "Better it haunts you than destroys our timeline. Today we tame the beast." Ginny arrived shortly after, her sketchbook under her arm, already brimming with pages documenting previous projects. She opened it to a fresh sheet and began sketching, her pencil moving quickly and deliberately, capturing the Charger's emerging form and the focused expressions of Tyler and Michael as they worked in tandem. "There's something almost poetic about this," she murmured. "Every bolt, every panel, every mark tells a story if you know how to listen." Michael glanced at her with a quiet smile. "Poetic or not, it's work, and today it's a long day. But you're right. It's about understanding the car, respecting its past, and guiding it into the future." Harold entered without fanfare, carrying a small assortment of specialized tools. His presence was calm and steady, a counterbalance to Tyler's often chaotic energy. He knelt beside the Mustang, inspecting its original frame and noting subtle imperfections that required delicate intervention. "We need to reinforce certain points without compromising originality," he said thoughtfully, pointing to the areas of concern. "It's delicate work, but it's doable." Michael nodded in agreement. "Exactly. This is what makes restoration an art as much as a science. We honor history, but we also ensure these machines survive for the future." Outside, the valley stirred with life, the wind rustling through the trees and raising small clouds of dust that twirled across the gravel lot. A truck approached the workshop, bringing with it a new set of challenges, a 1958 Chevrolet Impala with faded paint, worn chrome, and a motor that coughed like it had endured decades of neglect. The driver, an elderly man with a kind smile and trembling hands, stepped out and introduced himself as Mr. Caldwell. "I've heard you folks do wonders," he said, his voice tinged with nostalgia and hope. "This car belonged to my late wife. She loved it more than anything. I want to see it shine again, but I'm afraid it's too far gone." Michael placed a reassuring hand on the man's shoulder. "We'll take care of it. Every car has a story, and this one deserves to be told. We'll do our best to honor her memory and bring it back to life." Tyler and Michael began assessing the Impala, noting the areas of structural concern, the engine's stubborn components, and the interior that had suffered years of exposure and wear. Jenny observed, her sketches reflecting not only the technical details but the emotional weight carried by the vehicle and its owner. Harold examined the chassis, calculating reinforcement strategies and evaluating the feasibility of restoring original components without compromising safety or longevity. Alex arrived later that morning, drawn by a mix of curiosity and the desire to learn more about the Mustang that had captivated him the day before. He marveled at the Charger and Impala, his hands itching to touch, to understand, to contribute. Michael guided him through the careful process of inspection and evaluation, emphasizing the importance of patience, observation, and understanding the story behind each vehicle. "You don't just fix what's broken," Michael explained. "You understand what it used to be, what it means, and what it could become. Restoration is respect made tangible." The team worked in fluid coordination, each member's skills complementing the others. Tyler's improvisation and hands-on intuition balanced Harold's meticulous calculations and precision. Jenny's sketches documented not only the mechanics but the evolving narrative of each car, and the people who cared for them. Michael orchestrated the entire operation, his experience guiding both hands and hearts toward a common goal. By early afternoon, progress on the Charger was evident. Panels aligned, the engine partially reassembled, and the suspension stabilized. The Impala, though more challenging, began to show signs of potential, its worn frame slowly being guided toward structural integrity. Michael paused to observe the workshop, feeling a swell of pride and satisfaction. The chaos, the noise, the sweat and laughter, it all combined to create something more significant than the sum of its parts. This was restoration at its finest, a blend of skill, creativity, heart, and collaboration. "Look at that," Tyler said, nodding toward the Charger's partially restored frame. It's almost alive again. Jenny added softly. It's more than alive. It's telling its story and we're part of it. Michael's eyes lingered on the vehicles on his team, on the interplay of human effort and mechanical potential. He understood the delicate balance required. Too much force could damage, too little could delay, but with the right touch, they could coax these machines back into the world, honoring the past while paving the way for the future. Later in the afternoon, a sudden issue arose with the Charger's engine, a stubborn component refusing to align despite repeated adjustments. Tension briefly flickered through the workshop, the kind that made every team member hyper-aware of the stakes. Michael knelt beside the engine, analyzing, calculating, adjusting, his hands moving with a precision that came from years of experience. Tyler offered suggestions, half serious, half playful, keeping the atmosphere light even as frustration threatened to take hold. Harold interjected with a technical recommendation, proposing a subtle realignment that could solve the issue without causing further damage. Michael implemented it carefully, and after a tense moment the engine coughed, sputtered, and then roared to life, filling the workshop with a triumphant symphony of power and motion. Laughter and cheers erupted, tension dissipating into the collective joy of accomplishment. Jenny's pencil flew across the page, capturing the elation, the teamwork, and the moment of mechanical triumph that reflected more than skill. It reflected connection, persistence, and shared purpose. As the day waned, Alex worked closely with Michael on the Mustang, learning how to approach restoration with both respect and ingenuity. The young man's hands grew steadier, his confidence building as he navigated the balance between careful precision and the creative improvisation that often saved a project from stagnation. Michael offered guidance, encouragement, and sometimes gentle correction, his mentorship extending beyond technique to instill understanding of the philosophy behind the work. Restoration was not just repair. It was resurrection, it was storytelling, and it was a testament to patience, collaboration, and empathy. By the late evening, the Charger was largely transformed, the Impala's frame reinforced and primed for engine installation, and the Mustang carefully inspected and planned for the next stage of restoration. The workshop, bathed in the warm glow of overhead lights, felt like a sanctuary, a place where machines and humans alike could evolve, grow, and reclaim lost potential. Outside, the valley settled into twilight, shadows stretching across the gravel lot, dust motes dancing in the fading light. The vehicles rested, their forms illuminated by the soft luminescence, as though aware that within these walls, they had been given a second chance at life. Michael stepped back, surveying the day's work, and felt a profound sense of fulfillment. Rust Valley had once again proven to be a place where challenges were met with ingenuity, where teamwork transformed frustration into triumph, and where friendship strengthened under the shared labor of restoration. Tomorrow, he murmured to himself, we continue the story. Tyler grinned beside him. And maybe, just maybe, the carburetor will finally stop haunting me in my dreams. Jenny closed her sketchbook, satisfied with the documentation of the day's events. Harold quietly packed his tools, content with the precision and care that had been implemented, and Alex lingered near the Mustang, filled with anticipation and a deepening appreciation for the art and philosophy of restoration. As the team departed one by one, the workshop quieted, leaving behind an atmosphere charged with potential, anticipation, and the lingering energy of collaboration. The vehicles rested, their forms silent yet vibrant with promise, and Rust Valley itself seemed to exhale, a quiet acknowledgement of the day's achievements and the endless possibilities of the days to come. Michael locked the shop doors and looked back one last time, the warm glow of the workshop spilling into the cool night. He felt gratitude for his team, for the valley, and for the unspoken magic that occurred when people came together to restore not just metal, but memories, dreams, and the connections that defined them all. And as he walked toward his truck under the starlit sky, he knew that tomorrow would bring new challenges, new lessons, and new opportunities to witness the extraordinary transformation that happened when passion, friendship, and expertise converged in the heart of Rust Valley, proving that restoration was not merely a craft, it was a testament to human resilience, creativity, and the profound power of collaboration, where even the most broken and neglected could be revived, celebrated, and cherished once more. The morning air in Rust Valley carried a crispness that hinted at the arrival of winter, the low sun casting long shadows across the workshop lot and illuminating dust motes that danced like tiny specters in the golden light. Michael arrived early, as was his ritual, boots crunching against the frost-tinged gravel, eyes scanning the vehicles resting outside, their forms poised between decay and potential rebirth. The Dodge Charger and Mustang dominated the space, their presence commanding attention, yet promising stories of transformation that extended beyond their metallic frames. Tyler was already in the shop, sprawled across a workbench, tinkering with a series of engine components from the Charger, muttering half-comprehensible observations and jokes under his breath. "Morning, boss," he said without lifting his head. "This engine and I have entered some kind of silent standoff. I think it's winning, but I'm willing to fight to the last bolt." Michael chuckled, grabbing a rag and kneeling beside him. "We'll turn the tide soon enough. Just remember, patience is a tool as important as any wrench." Jenny arrived shortly thereafter, carrying her sketchbook and a thermos of coffee, her eyes scanning the workshop as though cataloging the potential energy of the day. "I want to capture today's work differently," she said, opening a fresh page. "Not just the vehicles but the subtle interactions between people, the way hands move, the expressions, the moments of tension and release. It's a story that unfolds silently in a place like this." Michael nodded thoughtfully. "You're right. Restoration isn't just about metal. It's about the human element, the collaboration, the mentorship, and the small victories that make each day meaningful." Harold arrived shortly after, quietly setting down his toolkit and surveying the Charger and Mustang. "We'll need to be meticulous today," he said, his calm tone carrying authority. "Alignment, torque specifications, structural reinforcements. It all must be precise if we want these restorations to be long-lasting." Michael gave him a knowing smile. "Your precision keeps us grounded. Tyler provides chaos, I provide whatever this is, and together we'll get it done." Outside, the valley was alive with the subtle sounds of nature, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of a hawk, the occasional rumble of a passing truck. But within Rust Brothers Restorations, the rhythm was defined by human effort, the hum of engines, and the punctuated clatter of tools against metal. The team began their work in synchronized motion. Tyler adjusting and improvising engine parts, Harold inspecting frames and calculating structural stresses, Jenny moving fluidly to capture moments on paper, and Michael orchestrating the operation, adjusting, correcting, and encouraging as necessary. Each vehicle presented its own challenge. The Charger required delicate adjustments to the suspension and engine mounts, while the Mustang demanded careful inspection and reinforcement of its original components to maintain historical integrity. Meanwhile, a new addition to the day's projects arrived in the form of a 1970 Pontiac GTO, brought by a young couple whose enthusiasm and nerves were palpable. They introduced themselves as Sam and Lisa, explaining that the car had been in Sam's family for generations, and they hoped Rust Brothers could restore it to its former glory. Michael greeted them warmly. "You've brought us a treasure," he said. "We'll handle it with care, and together we'll write the next chapter in its story." Tyler, already intrigued by the new addition, quipped, "Looks like we've got ourselves a full house today. Brace yourself, Sam. This is going to be fun and maybe a little chaotic." The morning passed in a blend of focused work and light-hearted banter. Tyler's humor provided relief during moments of frustration, Harold's expertise ensured precision, Jenny's observations captured the essence of human-machine interaction, and Michael guided all, balancing creativity, skill, and patience. Each vehicle slowly transformed under their combined efforts. Panels realigned, engines adjusted, frames reinforced, and interiors assessed for repair or replication. By midday, the Charger had been successfully fitted with a partially reassembled engine, the suspension stabilized, and the first signs of its original power returning evident in the hum of the motor. Jenny documented every movement, capturing the triumphant gleam in Tyler's eyes, the subtle satisfaction on Harold's face, and Michael's quiet pride in overseeing the collective effort. Alex, eager to learn and contribute, worked closely with Michael on the Mustang, gaining hands-on experience while absorbing the philosophy behind each decision. Michael emphasized that restoration was as much about understanding history and intention as it was about technical skill. "Every scratch, dent, and imperfection tells a story," he explained. "Respect it, and the vehicle will reveal its secrets and potential." The arrival of Sam and Lisa with the GTO added another layer of energy to the workshop. Michael greeted them and quickly began assessing the vehicle, noting areas of structural concern, rusted components, and mechanical systems in need of overhaul. Tyler immediately began brainstorming improvisations, suggesting creative solutions for stabilizing the frame and addressing engine inconsistencies. Harold meticulously calculated the structural reinforcements required, ensuring that the integrity of the vehicle would not be compromised. Jenny observed, sketching, capturing not only the mechanical intricacies but also the human reactions. The mix of anxiety and excitement, the pride and anticipation reflected on Sam and Lisa's faces. By mid-afternoon, the Charger's engine roared to life fully, the sound reverberating through the valley like a symphony of triumph, resilience, and teamwork. Laughter and celebratory exclamations filled the shop as the team paused to appreciate the culmination of hours of meticulous labor, problem-solving, and collaboration. The Impala and Mustang were progressing steadily, their frames stabilized, engines partially reassembled, and plans in place for interior restoration and finishing touches. The GTO awaited its initial disassembly and assessment, a new challenge that would occupy the latter part of the day and test the team's ability to manage multiple simultaneous projects with precision and care. As evening approached, the workshop settled into a rhythm of focused work and reflective observation. Michael moved between vehicles, offering guidance, correcting misalignments, and providing reassurance. Tyler continued his improvisations with a mischievous grin. Harold maintained meticulous measurements. Jenny captured the evolving story through her art, and Alex's skills grew with each task, his confidence building as he learned the delicate balance of respect, patience, and creativity required for restoration. The sun dipped lower in the sky, casting long warm shadows across the valley, illuminating dust motes that floated lazily through the air, and giving the workshop a golden, almost ethereal glow. Michael paused, surveying the scene. The Charger gleaming with renewed life, the Mustang's frame reinforced and planned for restoration, the Impala structurally stable and ready for engine work, and the GTO's future possibilities mapped out in precise notes and sketches. He felt a profound sense of satisfaction, not just in the tangible progress, but in the human connections, the teamwork, and the shared dedication that had brought each project closer to completion. Tomorrow, Michael murmured, more to himself than anyone else, we continue the story. More challenges, more victories, more lessons. But for today, we celebrate the progress and the friendships that make this work worthwhile. Tyler smirked, waving a wrench like a ceremonial sword. Amen. And maybe tonight, this carburetor will leave me alone long enough to dream of something other than chaos. Jenny closed her sketchbook, satisfied with the day's documentation and the way it reflected the intertwining of mechanical restoration and human connection. Harold quietly packed his tools, content with the precision achieved and the knowledge that the vehicles were now structurally sound and ready for the next stage of restoration. Alex lingered near the Mustang, reflecting on the lessons learned, the philosophies absorbed, and the joy of participating in a process that transformed not only machines but also the people who engaged with them. As the team departed one by one, the workshop quieted, leaving behind a space charged with potential, anticipation, and the lingering energy of a day spent in dedication, creativity, and collaboration. The vehicles rested, waiting patiently for the next day's work, and Rust Valley itself seemed to acknowledge the achievements of the day, the promise of the days to come, and the enduring magic of a team bound together by passion, friendship, and a shared mission. Michael locked the shop doors, taking one last look at the vehicles and the valley bathed in twilight. He felt gratitude for the people, the machines, and the unique opportunity Rust Valley provided. A place where restoration was not merely a craft, but a testament to human resilience, ingenuity, and the transformative power of collaboration. And as he walked toward his truck under the emerging starlight, he knew that tomorrow would bring new challenges, new discoveries, and new moments of triumph, proving once more that in Rust Valley, with the right friends and a shared purpose, even the most forgotten machines could rise again, alive with history, potential, and the enduring spirit of those who refused to let them fade into obscurity. Morning broke over Rust Valley with a soft amber glow, filtering through the trees and landing in streaks across the workshop lot, illuminating the vehicles in patient slumber. Michael arrived early, as was his custom, boots crunching against the gravel as he surveyed the scene, noting the Charger, Mustang, Impala, and GTO each poised at different stages of their revival, waiting for human hands to coax them further into life. Tyler was already inside, sprawled across the floor beneath the Charger's undercarriage, a spray of grease marking his coveralls like a badge of honor. "Morning, boss," he called, his voice muffled by the confines of the frame. "This engine has started acting like it has a mind of its own. I'm beginning to suspect it's sentient." Michael chuckled, kneeling beside him, a rag in hand. "Then we treat it with respect," he said, "and a healthy dose of stubbornness." Jenny arrived shortly thereafter, sketchbook clutched under her arm, her eyes scanning the workshop like a painter sizing up a blank canvas. "I want to approach today's work differently," she said, flipping to a fresh page. "I want to capture the progression of each vehicle as if I were witnessing a story unfolding in real time. The tension, the breakthroughs, the fleeting moments of triumph and frustration." Michael nodded appreciatively. "Exactly. Restoration is a narrative, not just a technical procedure. Every bolt, every dent, every carefully adjusted panel tells a chapter in a story that deserves to be honored." Harold appeared quietly, his toolkit in hand, the precision and calmness he brought contrasting sharply with Tyler's chaotic energy. "I've studied the Mustang's frame overnight," he said. "We can reinforce it without compromising its original structure, but it will require careful, deliberate effort." Michael smiled. "Perfect. Your precision keeps us from crossing the line between restoration and improvisation. Tyler keeps us creative. Together we balance each other." Outside, the valley seemed alive with potential. The rustling of leaves, the distant call of birds, and the gentle hum of the morning breeze blended with the rising symphony of engines, pneumatic tools, and the occasional laughter echoing from the workshop. Each vehicle demanded attention, patience, and strategy. The Charger's engine needed fine-tuning, the Mustang required meticulous reinforcement, the Impala's structural weaknesses demanded careful attention, and the GTO awaited its initial assessment. Michael directed the workflow, ensuring that every hand and every tool moved in harmony with the demands of the day. Tyler's improvisational genius was put to work stabilizing the Impala's suspension, his laughter punctuating moments of frustration as bolts refused to align. Harold meticulously measured torque specifications and welding angles, ensuring that every reinforcement maintained structural integrity. Jenny captured these interactions, her sketches documenting the unspoken language between the team and their machines, the subtle cues of communication, and the almost imperceptible shifts of emotion that accompanied each successful adjustment. Alex arrived mid-morning, carrying with him an eagerness that was almost palpable. Michael guided him to the Mustang, demonstrating how to approach restoration with both caution and creativity. "You have to understand the machine," Michael instructed. "Its history, its quirks, and what it wants to become. Only then can your hands work in harmony with it." Alex absorbed the advice, his hands moving carefully under Michael's watchful eye, learning to balance force with finesse, improvisation with precision, and technical skill with respect for the vehicle's story. By midday, tangible progress was evident. The Charger's engine roared to life once more after careful adjustments. The suspension stabilized and panels aligned flawlessly. Laughter and triumphant exclamations filled the workshop as the team paused to celebrate this victory. Their shared joy amplifying the sense of accomplishment. Jenny's sketches reflected the intensity and elation, capturing the synergy between human and machine in fluid lines and nuanced shading. The Impala's frame had been reinforced with Harold's calculated interventions and Tyler's creative modifications, the vehicle now standing solidly on its own wheels, ready for engine installation and interior restoration. The Mustang, under Michael's tutelage and Alex's growing competence, displayed its reinforced frame, ready to embrace the next stages of engine and bodywork. The GTO, newly assessed, presented a fresh set of challenges: rusted components, delicate original parts, and a frame that demanded both surgical precision and imaginative problem-solving. Michael organized the workflow, delegating tasks to ensure that each vehicle received attention without compromising quality. Tyler took the GTO suspension, improvising bracketing solutions and anticipating potential mechanical failures. Harold focused on structural calculations and reinforcements, applying exacting standards to preserve integrity. Jenny documented each step, translating the mechanical and human dynamics into a coherent visual story. The afternoon passed in a blend of intense labor and bursts of humor, the workshop alive with the interplay of concentration, creativity, and camaraderie. Michael moved fluidly between vehicles, adjusting, mentoring, and sometimes intervening with a gentle correction, ensuring that progress was steady and methodical. Alex, growing more confident with each task, demonstrated an intuitive grasp of the delicate balance between restoring functionality and respecting historical authenticity. By late afternoon, the Charger was nearly complete, its engine humming with controlled power, panels aligned, and suspension fully functional. The Mustang awaited its engine and interior assembly, the Impala's frame reinforced and prepped, and the GTO carefully dismantled and mapped for restoration. A brief lull allowed the team to step back, surveying their accomplishments with a mixture of pride and exhaustion. Michael observed each vehicle, noting the subtle victories, the alignment of a panel, the smooth purr of a newly adjusted engine, the stability of a reinforced frame, the elegance of a restored line. "Every day we make progress," he said quietly, more to himself than anyone else. "But it's more than progress, it's transformation, and it's shared. That's what makes this meaningful." Tyler leaned against a workbench, grinning. "And let's not forget the comedy we provide along the way. Can't have too much joy amidst the grease and chaos." Jenny smiled, sketchbook in hand. "You provide energy, Tyler. But this is about connection, machines, people, and stories intertwining." As the sun dipped toward the horizon, casting a warm golden light over the valley, the workshop's activity slowed. The team moving with deliberate care to tidy tools, organize parts, and prepare vehicles for the next stage. Michael walked among them, noting the strength, creativity, and dedication displayed. Each member contributed uniquely. Tyler's ingenuity, Harold's precision, Jenny's artistry, Alex's growing competence, and Michael's guidance all fused into a harmonious collective effort. The Charger gleamed under the fading light, a testament to persistence, collaboration, and skill. The Mustang's reinforced frame held promise, the Impala stood prepared for its engine work, and the GTO awaited the careful dismantling and assessment that would mark the beginning of its revival. Outside, the valley settled into the quiet embrace of evening, the wind rustling through trees and lifting stray dust motes that caught the last rays of sunlight. Rust Brothers Restorations glowed warmly against the encroaching night, a sanctuary where machines and humans coexisted in a delicate, purposeful balance. Michael locked the shop doors and lingered for a moment, gazing at the vehicles resting within. Gratitude and pride swelled within him for his team, for the valley, and for the transformative power of shared effort. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, adjustments, and triumphs, but tonight, the satisfaction of progress was enough. He knew that in Rust Valley, restoration was never just mechanical. It was human, emotional, and deeply collaborative. It was about seeing potential in the neglected, honoring history, and nurturing bonds between people and machines that transcended time. As he walked toward his truck, the stars beginning to punctuate the evening sky, Michael felt the quiet thrill of anticipation for the days ahead, certain that with the right team, the right mindset, and a little help from friends, no challenge was insurmountable, no vehicle beyond hope, and no story too complex to be brought back to life in the heart of Rust Valley, where passion, skill, and friendship converged in a timeless dance of restoration, discovery, and shared achievement. The following morning, Rust Valley awoke under a muted winter sun, its pale rays slipping through the evergreens and glinting off frost-laced rooftops and vehicles parked outside Rust Brothers Restorations. Michael arrived first, the familiar crunch of gravel beneath his boots announcing him to the valley and to the machines awaiting his touch. He paused, taking in the sight of the Charger, Mustang, Impala, and GTO, each suspended in a delicate balance between decay and revival. There was something almost meditative about standing among these mechanical forms, knowing that with careful hands, patience, and teamwork, they could be coaxed back to life, their stories preserved and enhanced. Tyler was already in the shop, half under the Charger, hands smeared with grease, a wrench held like a conductor's baton as he orchestrated minor adjustments to the engine block. "Morning, boss," he called without raising his head. "I think the carburetor has developed feelings. It's being passive-aggressive today." Michael chuckled, crouching beside him and wiping a streak of grease from his forearm. "Then we approach it with tact and persistence. Never underestimate the power of careful negotiation." Jenny arrived moments later, sketchbook in hand, her eyes alive with anticipation. She immediately settled near the charger, pencil moving swiftly across the page as she captured the interplay of tools, hands, and expressions, the subtle choreography of mechanics and human emotion entwined. "I want to document today differently," she said. "Focus less on the parts and more on the moments. The small victories, the frustrations, the connections. It's storytelling in motion." Michael nodded approvingly. "Exactly. Restoration isn't just nuts and bolts. It's patience, collaboration, and the courage to face challenges with curiosity and creativity." Harold entered quietly, setting down his organized tool kit with a soft clink, his measured movements contrasting with Tyler's exuberance. "I've reviewed the Mustang's structural calculations," he said. "There are a few areas requiring delicate welding and reinforcement. I can guide the process to maintain historical integrity while ensuring safety and performance." Michael smiled. "Your precision keeps our creativity grounded. Tyler ensures we don't get lost in rigidity, and together we find the perfect balance." Outside, the valley whispered in the morning light, the wind teasing the trees, the distant call of birds punctuating the stillness, and the occasional hum of a passing vehicle providing a low, resonant backdrop. Within the workshop, energy pulsed through each member as they began the day's work. Tyler's improvisational skills were deployed to adjust the Impala's suspension. Harold meticulously verified torque specifications and alignment angles. Jenny moved fluidly to capture every nuance, and Michael orchestrated the team's efforts, correcting, encouraging, and mentoring. Alex arrived mid-morning, carrying with him a palpable eagerness to learn. Michael immediately involved him in the Mustang restoration, guiding his hands and decisions with careful instruction. "You must understand the vehicle's history," Michael advised. "Every dent, every scratch, every worn component tells a story. Listen to it, respect it, and your work will honor it." Alex absorbed these lessons, his confidence growing as he learned to balance patience with decisive action, precision with improvisation, and respect for both the past and the future of the machine. By late morning, tangible progress was evident. The Charger's engine hummed with renewed life, the suspension stabilized and panels aligned flawlessly. Tyler wiped sweat from his brow, a broad grin spreading across his grease-smeared face. "I'd say we're winning the battle," he declared, eliciting laughter from the team. Jenny's sketches reflected the triumph, capturing not only the mechanical achievement, but the human joy, collaboration, and shared purpose that powered it. The Impala's frame had been reinforced under Harold's exacting supervision, now ready to support engine installation and interior restoration. The Mustang's reinforced frame, with Alex gaining proficiency under Michael's guidance, was poised for engine assembly, promising a transformative day in the near future. The GTO, still in early assessment, presented a new set of challenges: rusted components, delicate original parts, and a frame demanding both surgical precision and creative problem-solving. Michael devised a workflow to handle all projects efficiently, allocating tasks according to each team member's strengths. Tyler focused on improvisation and hands-on adjustments, Harold ensured precision and structural integrity, Jenny documented the process, and Alex developed hands-on skills under mentorship. As the afternoon progressed, unforeseen challenges tested the team's skills and patience. The Charger's transmission resisted multiple attempts at alignment, sparks flew from a misbehaving tool, and a particularly stubborn bolt threatened to delay progress. Tension briefly permeated the workshop, but Michael's calm presence, combined with Tyler's humor, Harold's meticulous corrections, and Jenny's quiet observation, transformed frustration into collective problem-solving. The transmission finally clicked into place with a triumphant metallic resonance, the Charger responding to adjustments like an old friend recognizing familiar hands. Cheers and laughter filled the workshop as relief mingled with pride, and Jenny's pencil flew across the page, capturing every nuance of the victory. Later, attention shifted to the Mustang, where Alex was gaining confidence with each measured task. Under Michael's guidance, he carefully aligned the reinforced frame, adjusted suspension mounts, and checked torque specifications, learning firsthand how patience, creativity, and attention to detail could resurrect a vehicle without compromising its essence. Meanwhile, the GTO underwent careful dismantling and assessment. Tyler improvised bracing solutions for weak points, Harold calculated reinforcement strategies, and Michael oversaw the process, ensuring that each intervention preserved the car's historical integrity. Jenny documented the unfolding challenges, capturing the team's resourcefulness, collaboration, and determination in her sketches. By late afternoon, progress was palpable. The Charger was fully operational, its engine purring smoothly, panels aligned, and suspension stabilized. The Impala was structurally reinforced and ready for the next stage of restoration. The Mustang's frame and alignment were meticulously prepared for engine and interior assembly, and the GTO's assessment was complete, with a detailed plan in place to guide its transformation. A brief moment of respite allowed the team to step back and survey their accomplishments. Michael's gaze swept across the workshop. The Charger gleamed, the Mustang stood ready for assembly, the Impala's frame was sturdy and secure, and the GTO awaited resurrection. "Every day we work, we create more than functionality," he said quietly. "We create stories, preserve history, and strengthen bonds. Not just with machines, but with each other." Tyler grinned, waving a wrench like a ceremonial scepter. "And we have fun doing it. Don't underestimate the joy of greasy triumphs and stubborn engines." Jenny smiled, sketchbook in hand. "It's about connection between people, between humans and machines, and between past and present." As the sun dipped toward the horizon, casting warm golden light across the valley, the workshop's activity slowed. Tools were cleaned and organized, parts carefully stored, and vehicles prepared for the next day's challenges. Michael walked among the vehicles, noting the meticulous care, ingenuity, and dedication that each team member had contributed. Outside, the valley exhaled into twilight, the rustling of trees and the gentle movement of air carrying a sense of calm and continuity. The vehicles rested, their forms illuminated by the warm glow of the workshop, awaiting the next stage of their journeys. Michael lingered, reflecting on the day's progress, the shared efforts, and the bonds forged in grease, steel, and collaboration. Rust Valley had once again proven to be a place where challenges were met with creativity, precision, and friendship, where restoration extended beyond machinery into the realm of human connection, mentorship, and storytelling. As the team departed one by one, Michael locked the workshop doors, taking one last look at the gleaming Charger, the poised Mustang, the reinforced Impala, and the awaiting GTO. Gratitude and anticipation filled him. Gratitude for the team, the valley, and the machines, and anticipation for the work, discoveries, and triumphs the following day would bring. Walking toward his truck beneath a sky transitioning to starlight, Michael felt the quiet certainty that in Rust Valley, restoration was more than craft. It was a testament to resilience, ingenuity, collaboration, and the enduring magic that occurred when friends worked together to breathe life into the forgotten, the worn, and the cherished, proving that with the right hands, hearts, and shared purpose, even the most neglected machines could rise again, and in doing so elevate all who cared for them. The morning light spilled over Rust Valley with a muted brilliance, illuminating the frost-speckled gravel and casting long shadows across the workshop lot where the Charger, Mustang, Impala, and GTO awaited the day's careful attention. Michael arrived first, boots crunching against the crisp ground as he paused to take in the vehicle's silent promise of transformation. Each car, at a different stage of revival, held stories in its frame, and Michael knew that today, like every day, would require patience, skill, and collaboration to coax those stories into the open. Tyler was already inside, sprawled beneath the Charger, hands coated in grease, muttering humorously to himself about the carburetor that refused to cooperate. "Morning, boss," he called, voice muffled by engine components. "I swear this thing is sentient. It's giving me attitude today." Michael chuckled, kneeling beside him with a rag in hand. "Then we negotiate with care and precision," he replied. "And maybe a little stubbornness of our own." Jenny arrived shortly after, sketchbook tucked under her arm, her eyes bright with anticipation. She opened to a fresh page and began documenting the workshop with quick, fluid strokes, capturing not just mechanical details but human gestures, expressions, and the unspoken dialogue between hands, tools, and machines. "I want to record today differently," she said. "Focus on the fleeting moments, the interactions, the unspoken victories and challenges that make this work meaningful." Michael nodded thoughtfully. "Exactly. Restoration is a story, not just a procedure. Every adjustment, every bolt, every improvisation tells a chapter that deserves attention." Harold entered quietly, setting down his meticulously organized tool kit. His calm presence contrasted sharply with Tyler's exuberance. "The Mustang requires delicate reinforcement in a few areas," he said. "I've calculated the necessary adjustments, and we can maintain historical integrity without compromising safety." Michael smiled. "Your precision keeps us grounded. Tyler provides creativity and energy. Ginny captures the narrative, and together we move forward." Outside, the valley whispered in the soft morning breeze. Leaves rustled gently, birds called in distant harmony, and the occasional vehicle passed along the winding road, contributing subtle sound to the valley's ambient music. Inside, the workshop pulsed with activity. Tyler's improvisational skills stabilized the Impala suspension. Harold verified torque specifications and structural alignments. Ginny moved fluidly, capturing moments on paper, and Michael orchestrated the team, ensuring tasks progressed with efficiency, precision, and care. Alex arrived mid-morning, eager to expand his skills. Michael guided him to the Mustang, demonstrating how to balance technical skill, creativity, and respect for the vehicle's history. "Listen to the machine," Michael instructed. "Its past, its wear, its personality. Only then can your work honor it." Alex absorbed the lessons, gaining confidence as he learned to apply calculated adjustments while respecting the car's story. By late morning, progress was evident. The Charger's engine roared to life after careful calibration. Its suspension stabilized and panels aligned. Tyler wiped sweat from his brow, his grin wide. "Victory is ours," he declared. Laughter and cheer filled the workshop as the team paused, celebrating the triumph. Ginny's sketches captured the blend of relief, pride, and collaborative energy that defined the moment. The Impala's frame, reinforced under Harold's watchful eye and Tyler's hands-on ingenuity, stood ready for engine installation and interior restoration. The Mustang's reinforced frame, with Alex applying new skills under Michael's guidance, prepared for assembly. The GTO, newly assessed, demanded careful dismantling, its rusted components and delicate original parts, requiring both creative improvisation and meticulous calculation. Michael devised a workflow to manage all vehicles efficiently. Tyler focused on hands-on adjustments and inventive solutions. Harold ensured precision and structural integrity. Ginny documented processes and interactions, and Alex developed proficiency under mentorship. Challenges arose as the day progressed. The Charger's transmission resisted alignment, a stubborn bolt delayed progress, and sparks from a misfiring tool created tense moments. Yet the team's collaboration transformed frustration into problem-solving. With coordinated effort, the transmission finally engaged, the Charger responding as though recognizing familiar hands. Triumph echoed through the workshop, and Ginny's pencil captured every nuance. Attention shifted to the Mustang, where Alex gained confidence and skill. Under Michael's guidance, he carefully aligned the frame, adjusted suspension mounts, and verified torque specifications, learning the delicate balance of restoring functionality while respecting historical authenticity. Meanwhile, the GTO underwent careful dismantling and mapping for restoration. Tyler improvised bracing for weak points, Harold calculated reinforcements, and Michael supervised, ensuring interventions preserved original integrity. Ginny documented these steps, capturing ingenuity, collaboration, and dedication. By late afternoon, progress was tangible. The Charger fully operational, engine purring, panels aligned, suspension stabilized. The Impala structurally reinforced, ready for engine work. The Mustang's frame aligned and prepared for assembly. The GTO's assessment completed, with a precise restoration plan in place. A moment of reflection allowed the team to survey their achievements. Michael observed the gleaming Charger, the poised Mustang, the secure Impala, and the awaiting GTO. "Every day we create more than functionality," he said softly. "We create stories, preserve history, and strengthen bonds." Tyler waved a wrench theatrically. "And don't forget fun. Grease, sparks, and stubborn engines make a great recipe for joy." Ginny smiled, sketchbook in hand. "It's about connection, people, machines, past and present intertwined." As sunlight faded, casting golden shadows across the valley, the workshop's pace slowed. Tools cleaned and organized, vehicles prepared for next stage. Michael walked among them, noting ingenuity, precision, and dedication. Outside, Rust Valley exhaled into twilight, Leaves rustling, air shifting, quiet settling. Vehicles rested, illuminated by workshop glow, awaiting the next day's work. Michael lingered, reflecting on progress, shared effort, and bonds forged through grease, steel, and collaboration. Rust Valley proved again that challenges were met with creativity, precision, and friendship, that restoration transcended mechanics into human connection and storytelling. As the team departed, Michael locked the workshop doors, taking one last look at gleaming Charger, Mustang ready for assembly, reinforced Impala, awaiting GTO. Gratitude and anticipation filled him. For Team Valley and machines. Tomorrow promised new challenges, discoveries, and triumphs. Walking to his truck beneath emerging stars, Michael felt certainty. In Rust Valley, restoration was more than craft. It was a testament to resilience, ingenuity, collaboration, and magic. With friends, shared purpose, and determination, even the most neglected machines could rise again, elevating all who cared for them and the stories they carried. The dawn broke over Rust Valley with a pale, silvery light, casting long shadows across the gravel lot and glinting on frost-covered vehicles. Michael arrived early, as he always did, taking a moment to absorb the quiet beauty of the valley before the workshop erupted with activity. The Charger, Mustang, Impala, and GTO waited in patient anticipation, each vehicle a story suspended in time, awaiting the careful hands that could coax them back into life. Tyler was already inside, sprawled beneath the Charger, grease smeared across his coveralls, muttering humorously to himself about the stubborn carburetor he had been negotiating with for days. "Morning, boss," he said, voice muffled by engine components. "I think this thing has developed a mind of its own. It's giving me silent sass today." Michael chuckled, crouching beside him with a rag in hand. "Then we negotiate with patience and persistence," he replied. "And maybe a little stubbornness of our own." Jenny arrived soon after, sketchbook in hand, her eyes alive with anticipation. She opened to a fresh page and began to document the workshop, capturing not only the mechanical details but also the human interactions, expressions, and gestures, the subtle choreography of people and machines working in harmony. "I want to capture today differently," she said. "Focus on the moments that reveal the story, the triumphs, the frustrations, the shared understanding." Michael nodded approvingly. "Exactly. Restoration is storytelling, not just repair. Every adjustment, every bolt, every improvisation is a chapter in that narrative." Harold entered quietly, setting down his meticulously organized tool kit. His calm presence contrasted sharply with Tyler's exuberance. "The Mustang has a few structural areas that require careful reinforcement," he said. "I've calculated the necessary adjustments, and we can maintain historical integrity while ensuring safety and performance." Michael smiled. "Your precision keeps our creativity grounded. Tyler provides energy and improvisation. Jenny captures the narrative, and together we move forward." Outside, Rust Valley stirred in the morning light. The wind whispered through the trees, birds called in distant harmony, and the occasional vehicle rumbled along the winding road, blending with the hum of tools and engines inside the workshop. Within, the team began the day's work with synchronized focus. Tyler's improvisational skills stabilized the Impala's suspension. Harold verified torque specifications and structural alignments. Jenny moved fluidly, capturing each detail, and Michael orchestrated the workflow, ensuring efficiency, precision, and care. Alex arrived mid-morning, eager to continue developing his skills. Michael guided him to the Mustang, demonstrating how to balance technical precision with creative problem-solving. "Listen to the machine," Michael instructed. "It's past, its wear, its personality. Only then can your work honor it." Alex absorbed these lessons, gaining confidence with each careful adjustment, learning to respect the balance between restoring functionality and preserving authenticity. By late morning, tangible progress was evident. The Charger's engine hummed smoothly after calibration, suspension stabilized, and panels aligned. Tyler wiped sweat from his brow, grinning broadly. "Victory," he declared, eliciting laughter from the team. Jenny's sketches reflected both the mechanical triumph and the human joy, capturing the energy and collaboration that defined the moment. The Impala's frame, reinforced under Harold's supervision and Tyler's hands-on ingenuity, stood ready for engine installation and interior restoration. The Mustang, with Alex's growing proficiency, was prepared for assembly. The GTO, newly assessed, demanded careful dismantling, with rusted components and delicate original parts, requiring precise interventions and inventive solutions. Michael organized the workflow. Tyler focused on hands-on adjustments and improvisation. Harold ensured precision and structural integrity. Jenny documented processes and interactions, and Alex developed skills under mentorship. The day brought unexpected challenges. The Charger's transmission resisted alignment, a stubborn bolt delayed progress, and a misfiring tool sent sparks flying, creating tense moments. Yet, the team's collaboration transformed frustration into problem-solving. With coordinated effort, the transmission engaged, the Charger responding as if acknowledging familiar hands. Triumph echoed through the workshop, Jenny capturing every nuance in her sketches. Attention then shifted to the Mustang, where Alex gained confidence, aligning the frame, adjusting suspension mounts, and verifying torque specifications under Michael's guidance, learning the delicate balance of functionality and authenticity. The GTO underwent meticulous dismantling and mapping. Tyler improvised bracing for weak points, Harold calculated reinforcement strategies, and Michael supervised, ensuring interventions preserved integrity. Jenny documented these steps, recording ingenuity, collaboration, and dedication. By late afternoon, progress was evident. The Charger fully operational, engine purring, panels aligned, suspension stabilized. The Impala structurally reinforced, ready for engine work. The Mustang's frame aligned and prepared for assembly. The GTO assessed, restoration plan detailed. A brief pause allowed the team to survey accomplishments. Michael's gaze swept across the workshop. The Charger gleamed triumphantly, the Mustang poised for assembly, the Impala secure and ready, and the GTO awaiting resurrection. Each day we work, we create more than functionality, Michael said softly. We preserve history, create stories, and strengthen bonds between people and machines. Tyler waved a wrench theatrically. And have fun doing it. Grease, sparks, and stubborn engines make the recipe. Jenny smiled, sketchbook in hand. It's about connection, people, machines, past and present intertwined. As sunlight faded, casting long golden shadows, the workshop slowed. Tools cleaned and organized, vehicles prepared for next stage. Michael walked among them, observing ingenuity, precision, and dedication. Outside, Rust Valley exhaled into twilight, leaves rustling, air shifting, quiet settling. Vehicles rested, illuminated by workshop glow, awaiting the next day's labor. Michael lingered, reflecting on progress, shared effort, and bonds forged through grease, steel, and collaboration. Rust Valley had once again proven a place where challenges were met with creativity, precision, and friendship, where restoration transcended mechanics into human connection, mentorship, and storytelling. As the team departed, Michael locked the workshop doors, taking one last look at the gleaming Charger, Mustang ready for assembly, reinforced Impala, awaiting GTO. Gratitude and anticipation filled him, for team, valley, and vehicles. Tomorrow promised new challenges, discoveries, and triumphs. Walking to his truck beneath emerging stars, Michael felt certain. In Rust Valley, restoration was more than craft. It was a testament to resilience, ingenuity, collaboration, and magic. With friends, shared purpose, and determination, even the most neglected machines could rise again, and in doing so elevate all who cared for them and the stories they carried. The morning sun rose pale and hesitant over Rust Valley, brushing frost from the workshop roof and highlighting the subtle sheen on the vehicles lined up outside. The Charger, the Mustang, the Impala, and the GTO. Michael arrived early, as always, boots crunching against the gravel with a rhythm that echoed through the silent valley. Today felt different. An electric anticipation hung in the air. The kind of feeling that comes when both challenges and opportunities are imminent. Tyler was already inside, sprawled beneath the Charger, muttering about the carburetor as though negotiating with a stubborn friend. "Morning, boss," he said, grease streaking his cheek. "This thing has a personality now. I think it's mocking me." Michael chuckled, crouching beside him and wiping his hands. "Then we respond with patience, precision, and a little cunning of our own." Jenny arrived moments later, sketchbook in hand, eyes sparkling with curiosity. She had decided to capture today not just in sketches but in a kind of visual narrative, a sequential storyboard of human and machine in dialogue. I want to show the emotional rhythm of this place, she said. The frustrations, breakthroughs, the teamwork that doesn't get recorded in the stats. Michael nodded. Exactly. Every bolt tightened, every panel adjusted, every engine roar is part of a larger story. You're capturing more than machinery. You're capturing the heart of this workshop. Harold appeared quietly, laying down his organized toolkit, the calm authority in his movements a counterpoint to Tyler's exuberance. The Mustang's frame has a weak point near the rear crossmember, he said. I can guide the welds, but it requires careful alignment. One misstep and the structure will be compromised. Michael smiled. And that's why you're here. Precision keeps us grounded. Tyler's creativity keeps us moving. Jenny captures it all. Balance every day. Alex arrived shortly afterward, carrying a new set of tools and a notebook filled with observations from previous days. Michael immediately guided him to the Mustang, assigning him to monitor the alignment as Harold welded, while also observing stress points and torque tolerances. Today you're going to learn how to listen to the car, Michael said. Not with ears but with your hands, your eyes, your judgment. Alex nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility and excitement simultaneously. As the day unfolded, unexpected challenges began to emerge. The Impala suspension revealed a hidden rust pocket, the Charger's carburetor exhibited intermittent misfires, and the GTO's frame, upon further inspection, showed warping that had been concealed under layers of paint and grime. Tyler, undeterred, improvised bracing and jigs for the Impala, muttering jokes to lighten the tension. If I survive this suspension, he said, I can survive anything. Harold, meticulous as ever, double-checked every measurement and alignment, making corrections on the fly to maintain structural integrity. Jenny captured it all, her pencil flying across pages, illustrating both the vehicles and the subtleties of teamwork. A glance, a gesture, a shared sigh of frustration or exultation. Michael moved fluidly between projects, offering advice, adjusting approaches, and mediating when tension threatened to rise. His eyes constantly assessed the balance between speed and precision, teaching Alex the delicate skill of knowing when to push forward and when to pause for reflection. By midday, tangible progress had been made. Yet the day's surprises had tested everyone's patience. The Charger, after repeated adjustments, roared to life with a vibrancy that drew cheers. The Impala suspension was stabilized, though Tyler's ingenuity had required some unconventional fixes. The Mustang's rear crossmember welds held perfectly, Alex's attentiveness ensuring no errors slipped by, and the GTO's frame, though warped, was carefully mapped and documented for the next phase of restoration. Lunch brought a brief respite. The team gathered outside, sharing sandwiches and thermoses of coffee. Conversations flowed from technical speculation to shared memories, laughter punctuating the cold air. Michael observed quietly, noting how each person contributed to the dynamic energy of Rust Brothers restorations. We're not just restoring cars, he said, almost to himself. We're restoring confidence, skills, and connections. The afternoon intensified with renewed focus. Tyler began fine-tuning the Charger's carburetor, improvising on the fly to overcome the intermittent misfires. Harold continued precise welds on the Mustang and Impala, while Alex documented stresses and torque tolerances, learning the art of anticipating potential problems before they manifested. Jenny, meanwhile, began sketching the GTO, translating its hidden damage into a visual plan for restoration. Unexpectedly, a client arrived. A local collector seeking advice on a 1969 Camaro that had been languishing in a barn. Michael greeted him warmly, assessing the vehicle's condition with practiced eyes. Tyler's curiosity was piqued. Harold's methodical mind cataloged the needed interventions, and Alex watched intently, absorbing the rapid-fire problem-solving required in real-world consultations. By late afternoon, the Charger purred perfectly, the Impala suspension held firm, the Mustang's frame was fully reinforced, and the GTO's assessment was complete, yielding a detailed restoration plan. The day's victories were hard-earned, each challenge reinforcing the team's bond and commitment. Jenny's sketches, pages now filled with dynamic illustrations of process, emotion, and interaction, provided a visual record of the day's story, one that could communicate more than words alone. As the sun dipped behind the distant hills, casting long golden shadows, Michael moved among the vehicles, noting small triumphs. A panel aligned just so, an engine humming smoothly, a suspension stabilized, a frame carefully documented. Every day we do more than restore cars, he said softly. We restore patience, creativity, and the capacity to solve problems together. Tyler leaned back against a workbench, wiping sweat and grease from his hands. And we have a lot of fun doing it, he said, grinning. Even when engines act like they have their own agenda. Jenny closed her sketchbook, satisfied that she had captured the essence of the day. The triumphs, the frustrations, the laughter, and the teamwork. Harold packed his tools carefully, eyes reflecting quiet satisfaction at the precision achieved. Alex lingered near the Mustang, reflecting on lessons learned and skills gained, feeling the subtle thrill of growing mastery. Outside, Rust Valley settled into twilight. The workshop glowed warmly, a beacon amid the quieting hills, vehicles resting under the watchful care of their human counterparts. Michael locked the doors, pausing to take in the scene. The Charger gleaming, the Mustang reinforced and ready for engine assembly, the Impala structurally sound, and the GTO poised for resurrection. Gratitude and anticipation filled him. Gratitude for his team, for the valley, for the vehicles, and anticipation for the discoveries, challenges, and victories the next day would bring. Walking toward his truck beneath a sky littered with emerging stars, Michael felt the enduring certainty that in Rust Valley, restoration was more than mechanical. It was a living testament to human ingenuity, resilience, collaboration, and friendship. With the right hands, hearts, and shared purpose, even the most neglected machines could rise again. And in doing so, elevate everyone involved, weaving together stories of history, skill, and enduring passion in a place where metal, mind, and spirit converged in perfect harmony. The morning sun stretched over Rust Valley like a spotlight, illuminating frost on the workshop roof and glinting off the vehicles parked outside. The Charger, Mustang, Impala, and GTO. Michael arrived first, boots crunching against the gravel, pausing to inhale the crisp air. Today there was a palpable tension, an awareness that the day's work would demand both innovation and precision. Tyler was already inside, sprawled beneath the Charger, grease streaked across his coveralls, muttering humorously to himself as he waged a war with the stubborn carburetor. "Morning, boss," he said, voice muffled by engine parts. "It's alive, I swear. It's testing my patience." Michael crouched beside him, wiping his hands. "Then we negotiate with patience and strategy. And maybe a little cunning." Jenny arrived shortly after, sketchbook in hand, her eyes sparkling with creative anticipation. Today she intended to focus on the dynamic interactions between the team and the vehicles. The fleeting gestures, frustrated sighs, triumphant smiles, and unspoken communications that define the workshop's rhythm. "I want to show the emotions behind the work, not just the parts and tools," she said. Michael nodded. "Exactly. Restoration is storytelling, and every adjustment is a chapter. Your sketches capture the soul of what we do." Harold entered quietly, his toolkit set down with care. "The Mustang's rear crossmember requires delicate reinforcement," he said. "Precision is crucial. One misstep, and we compromise structural integrity." Michael smiled. "And that's why we have you." Harold ensures stability, Tyler brings creativity, Jenny documents the story, and together we progress. Alex arrived mid-morning, energized and eager to contribute. Michael assigned him to the Mustang, guiding his hands and decisions as Harold performed meticulous welding. "Feel the car," Michael instructed. "Understand its past, its wear, its personality. Respect it, and your work will honor it." Alex absorbed the advice, growing confident as he balanced precision and creativity, learning to anticipate challenges before they arose. The day's work brought unforeseen complications. The Impala suspension revealed hidden rust, the Charger's carburetor misfired intermittently, and the GTO's frame exhibited warping previously concealed under layers of paint. Tyler tackled the Impala with inventive bracing, making adjustments on the fly. "If I survive this suspension, I can survive anything," he quipped, eliciting laughter from the team. Harold verified each measurement, correcting misalignments and reinforcing critical areas. Jenny documented every moment, capturing both technical processes and human reactions, the subtle gestures of frustration and elation, the teamwork unspoken yet palpable. Michael moved among the vehicles, advising, correcting, and mentoring, ensuring that each task maintained the balance between speed and accuracy. By midday, progress became visible. The Charger roared to life after careful calibration, the suspension stabilized, and panels aligned flawlessly. Tyler wiped his brow, grinning widely. "Victory!" he declared. A cheer from the team following. Jenny's sketches recorded the triumph, translating human joy and technical achievement into flowing lines and dynamic shading. The Impala's frame stood reinforced, ready for engine installation and interior restoration. The Mustang's structure was solid and aligned, Alex applying newfound skill under Harold's supervision. The GTO's assessment revealed the full scope of restoration required. Warping, rust, and delicate components demanding careful strategy and creativity. Michael organized workflow efficiently. Tyler focused on hands-on adjustments, Harold on precise structural integrity, Jenny on documentation, and Alex on learning critical skills. The afternoon intensified with a series of challenges. The Charger's transmission resisted alignment, stubborn bolts threatened to delay progress, and sparks from a misfiring tool created tense moments. Yet, the team's collaborative effort transformed obstacles into opportunities for learning and problem-solving. Triumph arrived with a metallic click as the transmission engaged. Cheers echoed, Jenny capturing the victory visually. Attention shifted to the Mustang, where Alex's confidence had grown. Guided by Michael, he carefully aligned the reinforced frame, adjusted suspension mounts, and verified torque specifications, gaining mastery in the delicate art of restoration. Meanwhile, the GTO underwent meticulous dismantling and mapping for restoration. Tyler improvised bracing for weak points, Harold calculated reinforcement strategies, and Michael supervised interventions to ensure historical integrity was preserved. Jenny recorded every step, illustrating both technical problem-solving and the human collaboration required. By late afternoon, the Charger purred with satisfaction, the Impala suspension and frame were stabilized, the Mustang's reinforcement complete, and the GTO's plan detailed for future restoration. A moment of reflection allowed the team to survey their achievements. Michael's gaze swept over the workshop. The Charger gleamed, the Mustang poised for assembly, the Impala structurally secure, and the GTO awaiting careful resurrection. "Every day we do more than restore cars," Michael said softly. "We preserve history, tell stories, and strengthen bonds between people and machines." Tyler leaned against a workbench, wiping sweat and grease from his hands. "And we have fun doing it," he said with a grin. "Engines with attitudes make the best lessons." Jenny closed her sketchbook, satisfied with the visual narrative she had captured. The triumphs, frustrations, and subtle interactions forming a cohesive story of the day. Harold packed tools meticulously, reflecting quietly on precision and accomplishment. Alex lingered near the Mustang, contemplating lessons learned, skills gained, and challenges yet to face. Outside, Rust Valley exhaled into twilight, leaves rustling, air shifting in quiet rhythm. Vehicles rested, illuminated by workshop glow, awaiting the next day's work. Michael lingered, reflecting on progress, teamwork, and the bonds forged through grease, steel, and patience. Rust Valley had once again proven to be a sanctuary where challenges were met with creativity, skill, and friendship, where restoration transcended mechanics into storytelling, mentorship, and human connection. As the team departed, Michael locked the workshop doors, pausing to absorb the scene. The Charger gleaming, the Mustang ready for assembly, the Impala reinforced, and the GTO poised for resurrection. Gratitude and anticipation filled him. For his team, the valley, the vehicles, and the lessons learned. Walking toward his truck beneath a sky littered with emerging stars, Michael felt certain. In Rust Valley, restoration was more than craft. It was a testament to resilience, ingenuity, collaboration, and friendship. With the right hands, hearts, and shared purpose, even the most neglected machines could rise again, elevating all who cared for them and weaving their stories into the fabric of this extraordinary valley. The first light of morning crept gently over Rust Valley, brushing the workshop roof with a pale gold and glinting off frost-speckled vehicles. Michael arrived early, boots crunching on gravel, taking a moment to survey the lineup of cars awaiting him. The Charger, Mustang, Impala, and GTO. Each vehicle rested in a fragile state between decay and revival, and Michael understood the weight of responsibility to bring them fully back to life. Tyler was already inside, sprawled beneath the Charger, hands smeared with grease, muttering playful complaints about the carburetor he was coaxing into cooperation. "Morning, boss," he said, his voice muffled by engine parts. "I swear this thing is testing my patience deliberately." Michael crouched beside him, wiping hands with a rag. "Then we respond with skill, strategy, and patience. Maybe a little stubbornness of our own." Jenny arrived shortly after, sketchbook clutched to her chest, eyes bright with creative anticipation. She intended to document today's work as a dynamic narrative. Gestures, sighs of frustration, exclamations of triumph, and the subtle interplay between human and machine. "I want to show the soul of this place," she said. "The emotions, the connections, the teamwork." Michael nodded. "Exactly. Restoration isn't just a technical process. Every adjustment, every bolt, every improvisation is part of a story, and your sketches tell it." Harold appeared quietly, setting down his meticulously organized tool kit. His calm precision contrasted sharply with Tyler's chaotic energy. "The Mustang's rear crossmember needs delicate reinforcement," he said. "I'll guide the welding, but one error could compromise the structure." Michael smiled. "And that's why you're here. Precision anchors creativity. Tyler provides ingenuity. Jenny captures it all, and together we advance." Alex arrived mid-morning, full of energy and ready to learn. Michael assigned him to monitor the Mustang's frame alignment under Harold's guidance, emphasizing observation and anticipation of potential issues. "Feel the car," Michael instructed. "Understand its past, its weaknesses, its character. Respect it, and your work will honor it." Alex listened carefully, gaining confidence and dexterity as he balanced meticulous precision with creative problem-solving. The day unfolded with challenges that tested both skill and patience. The Impala suspension revealed hidden rust pockets. The Charger's carburetor misfired sporadically. The GTO's frame exhibited subtle warping previously hidden under layers of paint. Tyler tackled the Impala, improvising bracing solutions and making adjustments on the fly, muttering quips to lighten the mood. Harold verified measurements meticulously, correcting misalignments and ensuring structural integrity. Jenny documented each step, recording both technical details and human reactions. The subtle shifts in posture, the frustrated sighs, the triumphant smiles. Michael moved among the vehicles, mentoring, correcting, and maintaining balance between speed and care. By midday, tangible progress emerged. The Charger roared to life after careful adjustments, the suspension stabilized, and panels aligned seamlessly. Tyler wiped sweat and grease from his brow, grinning broadly. "Victory," he proclaimed. Jenny's sketches captured the elation, translating technical success into expressive visuals. The Impala's reinforced frame stood ready for engine installation and interior work. The Mustang's reinforcement was complete, Alex contributing effectively under Harold's supervision. The GTO's assessment revealed the full scope of restoration required. Structural warping, rusted components, and delicate originals demanding thoughtful intervention. Workflow organization ensured efficiency. Tyler focused on hands-on improvisation, Harold on precision, Jenny on documentation, and Alex on developing critical skills. The afternoon intensified with technical and logistical challenges. The Charger's transmission-resisted alignment, stubborn bolts threatened delays, and sparks from misfiring tools created tension. Yet collaboration transformed frustration into creative problem-solving. The transmission finally engaged with a metallic click, the Charger responding as if acknowledging skilled hands. Cheers filled the workshop, Jenny documenting the triumph. Attention shifted to the Mustang, where Alex's confidence flourished. Guided by Michael, he carefully aligned the frame, adjusted suspension mounts, and verified torque specifications, mastering the delicate balance between restoring function and preserving authenticity. Meanwhile, the GTO underwent careful dismantling and mapping for restoration. Tyler improvised support for weak points, Harold calculated reinforcements, and Michael ensured interventions preserved historical integrity. Jenny illustrated the process, capturing the ingenuity, collaboration, and determination of the team. By late afternoon, progress was evident. The Charger purred perfectly, the Impala's frame stabilized, the Mustang's reinforcement complete, and the GTO's restoration plan detailed and precise. A reflective pause allowed the team to survey their accomplishments. Michael's gaze swept across the workshop, the Charger gleaming triumphantly, the Mustang poised for assembly, the Impala secure, and the GTO awaiting careful resurrection. Every day, Michael said softly, we do more than restore cars. We preserve history, tell stories, and strengthen the bonds between people and machines. Tyler leaned against a workbench, wiping sweat and grease, grinning. And we have fun doing it. Stubborn engines teach the best lessons. Jenny closed her sketchbook, satisfied that she had captured the emotional narrative of the day. Triumphs, frustrations, collaborations, and quiet victories. Harold packed tools meticulously, reflecting on precision achieved, and Alex lingered near the Mustang, contemplating lessons learned and skills gained. Outside, Rust Valley settled into twilight, leaves rustling, air cooling, quiet enveloping the valley. Vehicles rested, illuminated by the warm glow of the workshop, awaiting the next stage of labor. Michael lingered, reflecting on progress, teamwork, and bonds forged through grease, steel, and patience. Rust Valley had proven itself again as a sanctuary where challenges were met with creativity, skill, and friendship, where restoration transcended mechanics into human connection and storytelling. As the team departed, Michael locked the workshop doors, pausing to take in the scene. The Charger gleaming, the Mustang ready for assembly, the Impala reinforced, and the GTO poised for resurrection. Gratitude and anticipation filled him. For Team Valley vehicles and the next day's challenges. Walking toward his truck beneath a star-studded sky, Michael felt certain. In Rust Valley, restoration was more than craft. It was a testament to resilience, ingenuity, collaboration, and friendship. With shared purpose, skillful hands, and determination, even the most neglected machines could rise again, elevating all who cared for them and weaving their stories into the timeless narrative of the valley. The sun rose softly over Rust Valley, casting a golden haze across the frost-covered gravel and illuminating the vehicles lined outside the workshop. The Charger, Mustang, Impala, and GTO. Michael arrived first, taking a deep breath of the crisp morning air, sensing a different energy in the valley today. A mixture of anticipation, reflection, and quiet satisfaction. The workshop, which had been the theater of countless challenges and triumphs, awaited the final stage of the week's labor. Tyler was already inside, sprawled beneath the Charger, hands smeared with grease, murmuring humorously to himself about the temperamental carburetor. "Morning, boss," he said. "I think this thing is plotting against me today." Michael crouched beside him, rag in hand. "Then we approach it with patience, skill, and strategy. And a touch of stubbornness, just like yesterday." Jenny arrived, sketchbook clutched tightly, ready to document the day's work. She had decided to focus on the final phases of the week, the culmination of the team's efforts, the moments of clarity, triumph, and reflection that marked the transformation of vehicles and people alike. "I want to capture the full arc," she said. "The moments where struggle turns into mastery, frustration into achievement." Michael nodded. "Exactly. Restoration is a narrative, not a checklist. Your sketches give life to what the hands accomplish." Harold entered quietly, setting down his meticulous toolkit. "The Mustang's final adjustments are critical," he said. "We need precise torque, alignment, and weld inspection. One error now would undo days of careful work." Michael smiled. "Which is why you're here. Precision balances creativity. Tyler brings energy and improvisation. Jenny captures it all. And together we complete the story." Alex arrived shortly afterward, energized and focused, ready to implement what he had learned over the previous days. Michael guided him to the Mustang, assigning him tasks that required both observation and hands-on skill. "Today you'll witness and participate in the culmination of our efforts," he said. "Notice how each part, each adjustment, fits into a larger whole. Restoration is as much about vision as execution." The morning unfolded with concentrated effort. Tyler continued fine-tuning the Charger, improvising solutions where previous adjustments had resisted perfection. Harold checked torque and weld integrity on the Mustang, double and triple verifying alignments. Alex observed closely, implementing minor adjustments under Michael's guidance, gaining confidence in anticipating mechanical challenges before they manifested. Jenny moved between vehicles, her pencil tracing lines that captured not only form and function but the essence of teamwork. The shared glances, unspoken communication, and bursts of laughter and frustration. By midday, progress was unmistakable. The Charger hummed flawlessly, its carburetor responding with smooth precision. The Impala's reinforced suspension held perfectly, ready for engine and interior installation. The Mustang's frame and crossmember were aligned and secured, exhibiting a careful harmony of creativity and precision. The GTO, fully assessed and mapped, was ready for its restoration plan to be executed in the following days. A sense of satisfaction filled the workshop as each member paused briefly to observe the work they had accomplished. Michael surveyed the vehicles and the team, pride and gratitude blending quietly in his chest. "Every day," he said softly, "we do more than restore cars. We preserve history, tell stories, and strengthen bonds between people and machines." Tyler, leaning against a workbench with a grin, added, "And we have fun doing it. Every stubborn bolt is a lesson. Every squeaky part a reminder that patience pays." Jenny closed her sketchbook, her pages filled with vivid documentation of triumphs, frustrations, learning, and collaboration. Harold packed tools with methodical care, satisfaction visible in every movement, while Alex lingered near the Mustang, reflecting on skills gained and lessons learned, feeling the subtle thrill of mastery developing within him. The afternoon brought the final checks and adjustments. Michael moved fluidly between vehicles, ensuring that every panel, every bolt, every engine component met the exacting standards they had set. Tyler performed creative tweaks on the Charger's carburetor, achieving smooth functionality. Harold verified the Mustang's structural integrity, adjusting welds and alignment where necessary. Alex, guided by Michael, applied measured torque adjustments to the Impala, gaining hands-on experience in executing precise mechanical interventions. Jenny captured these final moments, illustrating the culmination of the week's work in dynamic, flowing sketches. Each page told a story of collaboration, perseverance, and the transformation of both machines and people. By late afternoon, the workshop fell into a rare quietude. Vehicles rested, gleaming in the warm light. The Charger fully operational, the Impala's frame and suspension stabilized, the Mustang reinforced and aligned, and the GTO meticulously documented and ready for restoration. Michael gathered the team for a brief reflection. "Look at what we've achieved," he said. "It's not just metal and engines. It's patience, creativity, teamwork, and respect for history. Each of you contributed something irreplaceable. These cars aren't the only things restored. Skills, confidence, and bonds have been strengthened here as well." Tyler raised a wrench theatrically. "And we had a blast doing it," he said, laughter echoing through the workshop. Jenny smiled, satisfied with the visual narrative she had created over the week. Harold nodded quietly, his meticulous nature reflected in the perfection of the Mustang's adjustments. Alex, still absorbing the day, felt a deep sense of accomplishment, realizing how far he had come under mentorship and collaboration. Outside, Rust Valley settled into the soft embrace of twilight. The workshop glowed warmly, vehicles resting, prepared for future work. Michael lingered, walking among the cars, noting the culmination of careful planning, skill, and creativity. The valley exhaled, leaves rustling, wind brushing through the evergreens, a quiet harmony underscoring the week's achievements. Michael locked the workshop doors, pausing to take in the scene. The Charger gleaming triumphantly, the Mustang poised for assembly, the Impala stable and reinforced, and the GTO ready for restoration. Gratitude and anticipation filled him, for the team, the valley, the vehicles, and the knowledge that the work was never truly done, only evolving. Walking toward his truck beneath a sky now rich with emerging stars, Michael felt the enduring certainty that in Rust Valley, restoration transcended craft. It was a testament to resilience, ingenuity, collaboration, and friendship. With the right hands, hearts, and shared purpose, even the most neglected machines could rise again, and in doing so elevate all who cared for them, weaving together stories of history, skill, and passion that would linger in the valley long after the engines were silent. As night settled over Rust Valley, the workshop stood as a beacon of accomplishment and hope, its glow a reminder that dedication, teamwork, and love for what one does could transform the forgotten into the cherished, the broken into the whole, and the ordinary into something extraordinary. And in that quiet, with the valley embracing the night, Michael understood fully that the magic of Rust Valley was not just in the cars restored, but in the friendships forged, lessons learned, and the relentless pursuit of excellence that defined every day spent within those walls.